will love to know about your journey about the Uni Health as a concept.
Started way back in 2009, 2010. It was a brainchild of Dr. Anurag and myself. Uni Health
Right.
started with the first major vertical being medical tourism. The idea was basically to streamline the entire inflow of patients from across the globe into India.
What were the initial couple of challenges?
By 2015, we realized though medical tourism was a good business, it was earning good profits, it was not a legacy business. अफ्रीका 54 कंट्रीज है,
Right.
तो अब कुछ कंट्रीज डेवलप हो रही है इन टर्म्स ऑफ द हेल्थ केयर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, कुछ कंट्रीज में यूनी हेल्थ ने डेवलपमेंट किया है.
Right.
एट दैट
Correct.
टाइम यूनी हेल्थ वाज प्राइवेटली हेल्ड.
Right.
सो बेसिकली जो भी हमने ओवर द इयर्स प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी कमाई थी या जो प्रमोटर्स की सेविंग्स थी एज फाउंडर्स, वी हैड पम्प्ड एवरीथिंग दैट वी हैड.
What were the major key reasons where you have taken a decision to exit out of Nigeria?
So
to
currency
exit out
is one of the reasons. Unfortunately, over the last 3 to 4 years, what has happened is, for a variety of reasons, the Nigerian naira has depreciated consistently. The more important reason why we exited was a moral and ethical issue. We are a publicly listed companies.
Correct.
There are others who have entrusted us with their money.
After Africa, now we are getting back to India, and I think we just started our first hospital at Navi Mumbai. And what is the difference of the model between the African?
We do not want to be one of the many.
Mhm.
The idea is that if a UMC facility is there in a country, it has to be amongst the top 1, 2 or maximum 3 within 2 to 5 years of its commissioning. In the first phase of expansion in India, the focus is the Golden Triangle of Maharashtra, Mumbai, Nashik and Pune. We take pride in the fact that all our theatres are modular theatres. They are state of the art. You can compare them with an Apollo, Breach Candy, HN Reliance. Why doctors will choose UMC over Apollo? I'm not saying they will choose UMC over Apollo. They will choose UMC with Apollo. So after a particular point, doctors go beyond the commercial aspect, name or fame भी चाहिए होता है. There's some part of recognition which every person wants, and that is a recognition that we can give at UMC.
Till now, we have not done any fundraise post listing. So, what is the promoter's vision, or if you can highlight?
हमारे लिए that fiscal discipline was extremely important. अब बैंक डेट का भी हमारा internal principle is very simple, 1:1. अगर मैं 1 रुपए इक्विटी के डाल रहा हूँ तो मैं 1 रुपए जितना बैंक डेट लूंगा, उसको क्रॉस नहीं करूंगा, so that fiscal discipline is maintained.
Welcome, investors. Today we have a true business leader who went to Africa in an unconventional way 15 years before and set up the hospital chains. And now he is taking that business learning, coming back to India and scaling from 200 beds to 1000 beds. Welcome, Dr. Akshay. And we'll love to know about your journey, how you started from Africa, and what are the future plans in India, where you have taken a 3-year vision to scale up from 200 beds to 1000 beds. So, would love to know about the Uni Health as a concept, how you started it, and what are the future plans.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. So, just a brief background about how Uni Health started. It started way back in 2009, 2010. It was a brainchild of Dr. Anurag and myself. Both of us met in 2004 when we started our journey of becoming doctors. So basically, we did our MBBS from KJ Samaya, and that's when this friendship started. And over a period of time, coming from a Marwadi background, perhaps, the idea of venturing into something unconventional as a business was deep rooted in the genes. And that took shape in the form of an idea in 2009. The idea was basically to streamline the entire inflow of patients from across the globe into India. So this was a time when there was a big UN cry about patients coming into India, about the medical value travel or medical tourism, as it is commonly known as, taking great shape and being the next multi-billion-dollar industry. And that somewhere caught our imagination, and we got fascinated by that idea. And we thought to ourselves, let us give both of us 1 year. We started this during our internship. So the idea was we'll give ourselves 1 year, we'll start this as a garage setup or a startup, and we'll see what life, what turns life takes
Right.
ahead from there. And that is how Uni Health took shape. Uni Health
Right.
started with the first major vertical being medical tourism, and this took us mainly to different countries in Middle East and Africa.
Right.
Because that is from where majority of the patients were coming into India for the
Right.
required treatment services.
So, the time where major hospital chains were not so successful, but UniHealth went to Africa, and then what led to that success initially, and at the same time, what were the initial couple of challenges? Share.
So 2010 to 2015, those 5 years were actually a journey of medical tourism, which took us to multiple countries in Africa. I was stationed in Bombay. Dr. Anurag used to travel across the continent. So उन 5 सालों में he would have taken a trip to more than 20 plus countries in Africa and
Right,
Middle East included. These countries were as varied as Uganda, Nigeria, Tanzania, to smaller ones like Burundi, Djibouti,
right,
to some which were just formed like South Sudan.
right,
So it was a challenging task, but he took that upon himself. उन्होंने travel शुरू किया. That gave us a very good idea of the on-ground situation in these African countries, the challenges that they were facing. And by 2015, both of us were there in London for a conference, and we thought to ourselves, "Ki what next? You know, what is the next 5 year plan and 10 year plan for UniHealth?" And that is when we realized, though medical tourism was a good business, it was earning good profits, it was not a legacy business.
just
आज
to cut
अगर
you short, sir, ki, like what is the medical tourism? If you can
हाँ
explain to our
right
audience, ki what actually happens, or how you deal when you say the
right
word
medical
medical tourism.
tourism. So basically क्या है that unlike in 60s and 70s जब इंडिया में healthcare इतना well developed नहीं था
Right,
and people needed advanced healthcare services, वो travel करते थे to UK or to US for the required services, for the required treatment, something as basic as a bypass surgery. 70s and 80s में इंडिया में barely थी.
correct,
It had not taken shape, तो इंडिया से लोग यूके जाते थे, कुछ लोग यूएस जाते थे.
right,
So cut to 2000s, जब इंडिया में thanks to bigger chains like Apollo, Fortis, at that point of time the healthcare industry, both in the public and private sector, had shaped up very well, and the private sector was doing extremely well when it came to advanced treatments. So they had made huge investments. There were large tertiary care hospitals which had come up, and तब जो इंडिया का situation 60s and 70s में था, exactly at the same point was Africa as a continent. So
right,
Africa is a bundle of about 54 countries today. So out of those 54, barely a few have developed healthcare systems. बाकी सब काफी rudimentary या native है in that sense. And इसीलिए वहाँ से अगर किसी को treatment की जरूरत है तो they have to look outward.
right,
So अगर वहाँ से किसी को advanced treatment करानी है तो at that point of time, this is about 2009-10 and that particular period, जब वहाँ से people were traveling to either US or European countries, some were traveling to countries in like Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, and now they had started coming to India because India mein private healthcare was well developed, and they saw a lot of comfort. India is also known as the Oxford of the East, specifically cities like Pune, and now in the northern area or even in south, जहाँ पे universities काफी अच्छी है. So सालों से गवर्नमेंट टू गवर्नमेंट टाई अप में काफी स्टूडेंट्स अफ्रीका से इंडिया पढ़ने आया करते थे. So a lot of these Indian cities are well known by the families in Africa. So अगर उनको ट्रैवल करना है तो उनके लिए वो इजी हो जाता है कि हाँ पूना में तो नेबर का बच्चा पढ़ रहा है.
correct,
So we have someone known. जैसे हम अगर
right,
यहाँ से यूके या यूएस जाते हैं तो हम कोई ना कोई फ्रेंड या फैमिली मेंबर ढूंढ लेते हैं who can be a support system.
right, right,
So that allowed these people to come to India frequently for the medical treatment. Same goes for Middle East. अगर हम नॉर्दर्न सेक्टर में देखेंगे जैसे अफगानिस्तान, तुर्कमेनिस्तान, उज्बेकिस्तान, वो वाला पूरा बेल्ट ड्रेन होता है दिल्ली एनसीआर में.
okay,
बिकॉज अगेन वहाँ पे काफी रेफ्यूजीज या अफगान कॉलोनीज है, काफी पॉपुलेशन है जो उन कंट्रीज से इंडिया शिफ्ट होके सालों पहले बसा हुआ है.
correct,
सो दे फाइंड दैट कंफर्ट जोन कि अगर यहाँ आए तो कोई ना कोई जान पहचान वाला मिलेगा, कोई ना कोई ऐसा मिलेगा जो हमारा डे टू डे जो रिक्वायरमेंट है, बिकॉज इज अ लॉन्ग स्टे. कोई कैंसर ट्रीटमेंट के लिए आया है, कोई किडनी ट्रांसप्लांट के लिए आया है, तो दे गोइंग टू बी स्टेइंग फॉर 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. एट दैट टाइम इट बिकम्स एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट कि आपको जो खाना चाहिए वो आपके घर जैसा हो. You
right,
cannot rely only on hotel food.
right,
So these are the key elements जिसकी वजह से these patients started coming to India,
right,
and somehow this word medical tourism got coined.
correct,
Though I normally refer to it as medical value travel because
right,
इसमें tourism per se जो हम holiday से connect करते हैं वो component नहीं होता है.
right.
So it is basically adding value to the entire travel journey from a medical perspective.
I was coming to that question only. So, ये जो travel शुरू हुआ from Africa to India, was it majorly because of कि अफ्रीका में facilities ही नहीं थी, or there were some value difference between the Indian cost of getting operated versus the whatever available
So it is a mixture. अफ्रीका में प्राइमरी रीजन इज दैट कि फैसिलिटीज ही नहीं थी.
Right.
सो एडवांस ट्रीटमेंट आज भी कई अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज ऐसी है जहाँ पे आपको अगर कैंसर केयर करना है तो डायग्नोस्टिक के लिए जो पेट सीटी लगता है वो पूरे कंट्री में नहीं है.
Right.
रेडिएशन थेरेपी यूनिट्स पूरे कंट्री में नहीं है.
Right.
ऑर्गन ट्रांसप्लांट के लिए रेगुलेटरी एक्ट्स नहीं है. तो अगर किडनी ट्रांसप्लांट करना है, लिवर ट्रांसप्लांट करना है, तो it is not only about the infrastructure but even the government policies
Okay.
which are not there. So this was the primary reason. Secondary reason became the costing, because तब तक क्या था that they were traveling to US, Europe or countries like Singapore and Malaysia, which is significantly more expensive than getting that treatment done in India.
Absolutely.
So इन दोनों को जब हम क्लब करते हैं तब it becomes a multi-billion dollar industry for India since early 2000s, and perhaps it is going to continue in the same manner for a few more decades, I can say.
Right. Right.
Because Africa, like I mentioned, 54 countries है.
Right.
तो अब कुछ कंट्रीज डेवलप हो रही है in terms of the healthcare infrastructure. कुछ कंट्रीज में यूनियन ने डेवलपमेंट किया है.
Right. Right.
So from that perspective, though they are developing, it is a small bunch.
Right.
3, 4, 5 countries develop हो रही है.
Right.
But the remaining countries still, will take some time to develop because of multiple reasons. One being small populations. So it does not make it fruitful for an international player to go and invest out there.
Correct.
So until and unless the local governments out there start investing significantly under a PPP model and they give support to the industry, it is unlikely that the healthcare industry out there will develop fast enough
Right.
for medical tourism to die as an industry.
Right.
So even in the coming 10, 15, 20 years, medical tourism का inflow India में increase ही होने वाला है.
So coming back to that question earlier, which I asked, can you tell me what were the two prominent challenges which you faced जब भी आपको ऐसा लग रहा था कि मैं अफ्रीका से भाग के रिटर्न इंडिया आना चाहिए, because it was a tough country and tough, probably the terrain, language barrier might be was there.
Right.
So a couple of challenges if you can share.
So luckily language barrier से start करता हूँ. Language barrier नहीं थी because we selectively chose countries which are English speaking.
Okay.
We selectively chose countries जहाँ पे काफी significant मात्रा में Indian population बसी हुई है.
Right.
So our initial journey led us to Tanzania, led us to Uganda and Nigeria. अगर आप ये तीनों countries देखेंगे तो काफी, जैसे East Africa, Uganda, Tanzania में the majority Indian population that is there is in the business community and they are Gujaratis, Kachhi Lohanas.
Right.
So एक cultural perspective से it was very comfortable.
Correct. Okay.
The bigger challenge was कि definitely when you are looking at a big scale operation, when you are
Hmm.
looking at investing everything that you have, and
Correct,
at that
correct.
time Unihealth was privately held.
Right.
So basically जो भी हमने over the years profitability कमाई थी या जो promoters की savings थी as founders, we had pumped everything that we had
Right.
into that. So when you're doing that, then it becomes extremely important कि you have feet on the ground. आप अफ्रीका का बिजनेस इंडिया में बैठ के नहीं चला सकते.
Right.
रीजन बीइंग कि कल्चरली वर्क एथिक्स अलग है, कॉन्सेप्ट्स अलग है, आदमी की सोच थोड़ी अलग होती है. सो यू हैव टू नेविगेट द bureaucracy, you have to navigate the political environment, and you have to navigate the thought process of your target clientele. So the biggest challenge for us was that, and again luckily for us, Dr. Anurag took that step.
Right.
He decided to shift his base from India to Uganda. So November 2017 में he made Uganda his permanent home. He moved because we had significant investments that we had
Right.
made out there, and if we were to grow in that geography, it was extremely important that one person is on ground.
On the ground.
There are feet on ground from the founder's perspective itself.
Correct.
So that was the major challenge at that point of time. Once he moved in, then I wouldn't say there was a secondary challenge, because we had been traveling, or rather he had been traveling to Africa since 2010.
Right.
And we made this jump into investing into Africa to setting up hospitals in 2016.
Right.
So over those 6 years, he had developed a very good network in Africa of people that he knew, both Indian origin and otherwise, people native to the country. He's got a very good knack with people. So
Correct.
वो comfort एक develop हो चुका था, एक relationship थी. And as a set principle, we do not venture into a foreign country or a African country at that point of time without a strong local partner.
Okay.
So हमारी जितनी भी operations है, whether it is equal partnership or whether it is a minority and a majority stake, we always have a strong local partner
Right.
who provides us the base required. So initially जो एक understanding जरूरी होती है
correct.
to navigate the administrative
Who
challenges,
understand the
उसके लिए
local
yes,
geography and
local
culture
rules,
much better.
regulations,
Correct.
because दो मिलते जुलते हैं फिर भी
Right.
कहीं ना कहीं तो कुछ difference आ ही जाता है.
Definitely. Right.
So that was one principle which allowed the journey to be relatively easier. At that point of time, things started falling in place quite fast.
So currently, if you can explain what presence do we have in Africa, which are the locations which we are catering, and what is the capacity which we currently have as
Right.
Africa as a continent?
So between 2015, 2016, when we started to invest in Africa, till now, we expanded our presence from Tanzania into Uganda and Nigeria. So today, as we speak, in Uganda, we've got a 120-bed tertiary care hospital,
Right.
which is amongst the largest in the private sector. We are the preferred hospital of choice for a variety of government departments in Uganda. We are the hospital accredited and approved by multiple United Nations agencies out there. So we are amongst the leading private sector healthcare players in the country and in the region, if I can say so. Beyond that, then Tanzania, we've got medical centers. We are expanding our presence out there. So we are looking at setting up hospitals. We will be targeting a 150 to 200 bed capacity over 2 or 3 units in the coming 2 years in Tanzania. We established our presence in Nigeria as well. 2017 is when we set up a 80-bed hospital in a city called Kano in northern Nigeria. So cumulatively between 2015, 2016 and 2023, 24, we expanded our presence into these 3 countries with multiple medical centers and 2 tertiary care hospitals.
So total, what is the bed capacity as a Africa?
So we had an established bed capacity of 200 beds in Africa, but in March 2025, we exited our facility in Nigeria.
Right.
So that 80-bed capacity is no more a UMC facility.
Right.
So as we speak, we've got 120 beds in Uganda.
Okay. So coming to the point, what were the major key reasons where you have taken a decision to exit out of Nigeria? Because as a investors, I think generally they have that understanding that Nigerian currency or African currency is a depreciating currency.
Right.
So like couple of reasons.
So
to exit out
currency
of
is
it.
one of the reasons. So Nigeria, if I can put into perspective, the reason first why we entered, it is the most populous country in Africa.
Right.
So population itself gives you a big bonus when it comes to healthcare service, as a sector. Because जितने ज़्यादा लोग रह रहे हैं, उतना ज़्यादा potential requirement है, उतना ज़्यादा supply demand gap है. But Nigeria is also known for a very cyclical environment when it comes to currency and a lot of other challenges on ground.
Okay.
So it is always categorized as a high risk, high profit country.
Okay.
Unfortunately, over the last 3 to 4 years, what has happened is, for a variety of reasons, the Nigerian naira has depreciated consistently.
Correct.
So when we entered, the Nigerian naira was somewhere around 300 naira to a dollar. It went on depreciating to almost 1800, 1900 naira to a dollar.
That is 6 times.
That is 6 times in a very short period.
Right.
So it was not spread over multiple years.
Right.
वो एक ही short period में significant depreciation हुआ, जहाँ पे एक period ऐसा आया 2023 में जहाँ पे government ने officially उसको devalue किया.
Correct.
And उस devaluation से impact आता है because we are a Indian company. So effectively, though our local revenue in terms of the
Correct,
naira
correct.
business continued to grow, it could not match up the depreciation.
Correct. Because
in
we have to
currency.
convert everything in Indian
We have to
rupee
eventually
for the
convert
accounting.
everything. Yes.
Right.
दूसरा क्या था that दो depreciation की वजह से कुछ rates revise होते हैं.
Okay.
Because we do follow a policy where we align certain specialties with dollarized terms. So अगर devaluation होता है तो हम rate revision करते हैं. But इतना significant depreciation का rate revision करना practical नहीं है because on ground local Nigerian की आमदनी नहीं बढ़ती है उस तरह से.
Got it. Right.
उनकी
Right.
आमदनी कोई 6, 8, 10 गुना नहीं हुई
नहीं
कि
बढ़ी है, right.
I can increase my charges in accordance with the depreciation
Correct.
कि वो parity आ जाए.
Correct.
But more than the depreciation was something that despite all of this, even in INR terms, we were still profitable. So even when we exited, we were not in the negative.
Got it.
The more important reason why we exited was a moral and ethical issue. Normally, जहाँ हम present थे, कानो में, it's in northern Nigeria, it's more like a desert area.
Okay.
तो वहाँ पे यूजुअली देखा गया था कि भाई समर्स में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की प्रॉब्लम ज़्यादा होती है, 10-12 घंटे आपको जनरेटर पे बैकअप पे चलना पड़ता था. रेस्ट ऑफ द ईयर 3-4 घंटे पे मैनेज हो जाता था बैकअप पे. बट इन द लास्ट ईयर एंड अ हाफ बिफोर वी एग्जिटेड, सो दिस इज आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट 2023 एंड 25, उस पीरियड में द इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सिचुएशन इन द कंट्री वर्सेंड. सो वहाँ पे ऐसा हो गया कि राउंड द ईयर हमें 18 से 20 घंटा डीजल जनरेटर पे चलना पड़ रहा था.
Okay.
Secondly, क्या हुआ that the government which had subsidies on the fuel, they removed the subsidy around the same time. So जो पेट्रोल या डीजल आपको 200 नायरा पर लीटर मिलता था वो अचानक से हो गया 1100-1200 नायरा.
Oh.
So cost escalation हुई
Right.
and इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की सिचुएशन इतनी खराब हुई कि a lot of public facilities were also unable to match.
Right.
तो
Right.
जैसे कानो की बात करूँ तो वहाँ पे जो सबसे बड़ी गवर्नमेंट की हॉस्पिटल है अमीनो कानो टीचिंग हॉस्पिटल, दे ऑल्सो डिसाइडेड टू शट डाउन क्रिटिकल सर्विसेज. उन्होंने आईसीयू बंद कर दिए कि भाई वी कैन नॉट सस्टेन द एक्सपेंसेस ऑन डीजल, सो वी विल रन ओनली द थिएटर्स. डे टाइम पे हम राशनिंग करेंगे सो पीपल कैन गेट इन द बैटरी का फैन. लाइट की जरूरत नहीं है बिकॉज नेचुरल लाइट काफी है.
राइट.
इवनिंग में फॉर अ फ्यू आवर्स बेसिक लाइटिंग यूपीएस पे चलेगी एंड देयर विल बी नो क्रिटिकल सर्विसेज. अब वी हैड द लार्जेस्ट आईसीयू सेटअप इन द प्राइवेट सेक्टर. अब क्रिटिकल सर्विसेज ऐसी है जिनको 24 घंटा आपको बैकअप देना ही पड़ता है, सो योर डीजल जनरेटर्स हैव टू रन. Now that became a moral and ethical issue कि if we were to look at saving the cost on fuel and shut down the critical service, तो कई situations ऐसे होते हैं जहाँ पे आपको पता है कि ये पेशेंट की शायद जिंदगी बच जाए अगर उसके हम वेंटिलेटर पे डालें.
Correct.
आपके पास वेंटिलेटर है. अब ये इशू आ गया कि कमर्शियल
Because of
पर्सपेक्टिव से
cost you cannot,
कैन यू
turn it off.
विल यू टेक दैट कॉल कि नहीं मैं डीजल बंद रखूंगा, वेंटिलेटर बंद रखूंगा और पेशेंट को छोड़ दूंगा.
Right.
So that was not a call that morally and ethically both of us, Dr. Anurag and I, were willing to take.
Right.
So till the time we were running, despite all the challenges, we were running on the diesel generator throughout so that the critical services were up and running. But we realized that over a longer period of time, this may not be sustainable considering that now we were no longer privately held.
Correct,
We were
correct.
or we are a
Public-
publicly listed companies.
Correct.
There are others who have entrusted us with their money.
Right.
So there is something that we also have to take a call based on that perspective.
Right.
And at that point of time, luckily for UniHealth, the property was not owned by us. It was on a long-term lease, and the property owner, he was in a government job and he retired. So he came back and he put forward the wish to take it up and run it at his end.
Okay.
So it became a very smooth transition for us, where we were not looking at shutting down the hospital. We transitioned from running it ourselves to handing it over to the
So
property
currently
owner.
it's currently up and running,
It
but
is
taken
up
over
and
by
running
the
hospital, but it is now run under a brand called Zahir Hospital,
Okay.
which is the brand of the local Nigerian
Right.
who owns the property.
So at least the patient didn't got
Yes,
suffered.
yes, yes.
Yeah, that is.
And we continued providing them the hand holding
Got
for
it.
the entire process. So a lot of our technical manpower, which was there with us,
Right.
our head of operations, they transitioned from our books to their books. They continued with them. The understanding was that we'll keep on hand holding and providing them back and support for at least a year
Right.
till they're able to stabilize,
The
because they're new to
operations.
the field.
Correct.
And then we'll take a step back. Obviously, it's a very good, friendly relationship with them.
Absolutely. Right.
So आज भी अगर कभी जरूरत पड़े और कुछ फोन करे तो we are more than happy to
Right.
help, because between 2017 and 25
Right.
लगभग 8
8
साल का
साल
एक
का
रिश्ता डेवलप हो गया उनके साथ.
Correct. Correct. So after the basically this exit, now which are the key geographies or the countries in Africa which you are looking for the further scale up, and what is your vision which is Africa specific? एक 3 से 5 साल के horizon में what is the total bed capacity which you are looking,
Right.
and at the same time is there any new competition which is entering into the Africa, and what are the different options the patients currently have?
So from a UniHealth perspective, अगले 3 साल में,
Mhm.
or rather when I talk about 2023 as one of the landmark years for the company when we got listed,
Right.
September 23. So at that point of time, we charted out a 5-year plan. कि by 27-28, that financial year end के end तक, what is the expansion plan that we have? And that is when we took the decision that strategically our expansion will happen both in Africa as well as in India. So the focus from the 200 bed capacity that we had at that point of time, the first landmark to expand was a 1000 bed capacity. So उस 1000 bed की journey में the target is that we will be adding about 500 to 550 beds in India and about scaling up our existence in Africa from the 200 beds at that point of time to about 450 to 500 beds. Second decision we took was that we will be looking at consolidating our presence. So we
Okay.
would want to be in geographies where within a 2 to 5 year period, we are sure that we can aim at the pole position in the private sector. So
Okay.
we do not want to be one of the many. The
Mhm.
idea is that if a UMC facility is there in a country, it has to be amongst the top 1, 2 or maximum 3 within 2 to 5 years of its commissioning.
Okay.
So from that perspective, we decided that expansion will happen significantly in East Africa. वेस्ट अफ्रीका में जैसे मैंने कहा, नाइजीरिया में जो प्रेजेंस थी, वी वर फेसिंग challenges at that point of time. So we were exploring options. Now I'm talking about 2023-24.
Yeah.
So we had decided that we will look at options of sustaining that operation, but maybe not expanding it in the same manner. We will continue to expand in East Africa. अब East Africa के benefits तीन चार है. One, it is geopolitically very stable as a region. So
Mhm.
जब हम ईस्ट अफ्रीका कहते हैं तो तीन मेजर जोग्राफीज जो आती है वो है युगांडा, टंजानिया और केनिया. युगांडा और
Okay.
टंजानिया में हमारी प्रेजेंस
Already
ऑलरेडी
है,
थी.
correct.
And Kenya is something that we've always been looking at. Dr. Anurag sits on the board of one of the larger Kenyan groups,
Okay.
which is completely owned by TPG,
Okay.
जो private equity है. They have a healthcare investment in Kenya, and Dr. Anurag is a TPG nominated independent director on that. So an understanding of the geography is very much there. So in the future, if the opportunity comes, we will be open to expanding into Kenya as well.
Right.
So the idea was that we'll focus on East Africa to consolidate our position. Geopolitically stable है, currency wise it's fairly stable. The government to government relationship between these countries and the Indian government is also extremely strong,
Okay.
because healthcare also forms part of a soft diplomacy.
Correct.
So
correct,
somewhere or the
absolutely.
other, it does make an impact on a macro level at the government
Right.
perspective also. So that was one more reason why we wanted to focus all the energy and investments onto East Africa. East Africa is a very good and strong Indian population, diaspora,
Okay.
which is in the business community, जैसे मैंने पहले mention किया. So a lot of these countries, if you look at the top 10 business groups, 3 to 5 of these are Indian origin ones.
Okay.
अगर मैं आज युगांडा में बात करूँ तो युगांडा में the largest business group or the richest Ugandan is Mr. Sudhir Ruparelia, who's a Indian origin person.
Right.
The other two very famous groups are the Madhwanis and the Mehta families. Mehta family owns the Saurashtra Cement back in India. So
Right,
they
right.
are also big players out there. So from that perspective, culturally also, East Africa plays very well. And connectivity wise also, it is a fantastic place, because now you've got direct connectivity between Bombay and all these countries. So there's a direct
Correct,
flight
correct.
between Bombay and Dar es Salaam. There's a direct flight between Bombay and Nairobi. Direct flight between Bombay and Entebbe, which is in Uganda. So 5.5 घंटे का distance है. With our expansion being planned in India to begin with, in the Golden Triangle of Maharashtra, which is Mumbai, Nasik and Pune.
Yeah.
Connectivity for my doctors, for my technical team and for my senior management between the operations out here and the operations in East Africa is also an important aspect, because
Right.
आज हम ऐसी सिचुएशन में हैं जहाँ पे यहाँ पे एसोसिएटेड हमारे सीनियर सर्जन्स बहुत कंफर्टेबली 3 दिन के लिए युगांडा चले जाते हैं, ओपीडी कर लेते हैं, ऑपरेट कर लेते हैं, मेडिकल ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइड करते हैं हमारे लोकल डॉक्टर्स को वहाँ पे, एंड दे कम बैक एंड
Right.
दे डोंट फील टायर्ड बिकॉज इट्स अ 5.5 hour straight flight.
Correct.
So Sunday early morning they fly out, and by Tuesday they are back in India. So they're not missing out on any work or any patients out here.
Right.
So from all these perspectives, we thought that consolidation in the first phase of expansion in East Africa will be a prudent decision for the company.
Right.
So that is where we are focusing to establish a 450 to 500 bed capacity between these 2 to 3 countries in Africa, simultaneously expanding our presence in India,
Yeah.
where in the first phase we'll be targeting about 500 beds to begin with, and then from there on we'll take the journey forward to the next level.
Right, right. So that was my next question. Like after Africa, now we are getting back to India, and I think we just started our first hospital at Navi Mumbai. So which are the locations which you have planned in first phase of expansion in India, and after that, what would be there in the second phase, and total how many beds are we planning in India?
Right.
And what is the difference of the model between the African? Basically, I think we have the local partner over there.
Right.
We don't own the asset over there. So what is? No, I think
Uganda, we do own the assets.
Yeah,
Nigeria, we
okay.
were not owning.
okay.
But yes, so in the first phase of expansion in India, the focus is the Golden Triangle of Maharashtra, Mumbai, Nashik, and Pune. Ab why this? Because ek born and brought up Mumbai mein,
Right.
so it is native.
Right.
The family structure, the administrative structure, everything is centered around Mumbai. So obviously Mumbai becomes de facto the first choice. Second, Mumbai is a city which is continuously growing. Mumbai, ab Navi Mumbai ka expansion hai. There is a significant focus of the government to establish Navi Mumbai as a big hub with the new airport which has just been inaugurated, and Nena being the next big ambitious project. So Mumbai is expanding. There's a significant population coming in. So यहाँ पे supply demand gap for good quality healthcare services will always be there,
Right.
because you've got a population which has disposable income, which is well educated, and which understands the need for healthcare services. So
Right.
from that perspective, we feel that Mumbai definitely is a big potential city where presence is significantly important, and the supply demand gap is always going to be there for quality services. Second comes Pune and Nasik. Now, why these two? Because अगर आप हम देखें महाराष्ट्र को, towards this region, the western Maharashtra part, so other than Mumbai, the maximum drainage for healthcare services is coming into Pune and Nasik, depending upon वो कहाँ से आ रहा है.
Correct.
So
correct.
पूना में अगर हम देखते हैं तो पूना से 4-5 घंटे बियॉन्ड
Correct,
उस
correct.
डायरेक्शन में,
जो
और नासिक
सातारा
में
और
भी
नीचे side
सातारा
के-
नगर वो पूरा
Correct,
बेल्ट,
correct.
एंड नासिक में भी उसी तरह से
जो
धुलिया और
वो
पूरा
side
वो
के-
बेल्ट है,
correct.
मालेगांव वगैरह,
Right.
वो पूरा नासिक आता है.
आता है, absolutely.
पहले वो आता था बॉम्बे तक.
Okay.
But because bigger corporate chains have also established presence in Pune and
Right,
Nasik over the
right.
last 10-15 years,
Plus this highway is getting
highway connectivity
developed,
has
right.
increased, and
And
what
lot
has
of
happened
brands
is,
started actually coming out
yes,
in that
almost every
also.
brand is
Yeah,
there. आप
right.
देखेंगे तो अभी you name it, Apollo, Sahyadri,
Even
HCG,
SCG is there, right?
everyone is there. Kim's has come up in Nasik now.
Right, right.
So there are these big brands. So उससे benefit ये हो गया that there's a lot of medical professionals who've made Pune and Nashik as their home.
Correct.
Quality of life for them is significantly better when it comes to these cities compared to Bombay, because traffic scenario अभी तक Bombay जितना खराब नहीं
Correct,
है.
correct.
Space is not as compromised, I can say.
Right.
You know, the cost of real estate in Bombay is prohibitive.
Correct.
So अगर
absolutely.
यहाँ पे some doctor is able to accommodate himself in a 1,000 bed square feet house, I mean 1,000 square feet house, the same thing in Pune or Nashik, he'll be able to live in a way better
yeah,
environment.
yeah.
So because of the presence of bigger corporate hospitals, doctor and paramedical staff की availability अच्छी हो गई है,
which has developed confidence in the patients who were traveling from beyond and coming all the way to Bombay to actually make Pune or Nashik their stopgap.
Correct.
कि भाई
correct.
वहां पे हो जाता है, उसके आगे जरूरत अगर पड़े, so
Correct.
out of 100 barely 1 or 2 would now want to come to Bombay, because Pune and Nashik are much better
Correct,
options
correct.
for them. So
Right.
that allowed us also to look at these two cities as the next destination for us. आपने rightly कहा कि connectivity, Bombay Pune express highway की वजह से road connectivity, train connectivity is
Correct,
fantastic. Same goes for Nashik.
Samruddhi.
With the Samruddhi Mahamarg and the train connectivity, Vande Bharat coming in.
Hardly it is 2 hours.
2 and 2 hours 20 minutes, yes,
Right.
you reach there. So again, the management, the doctors, they find it significantly easy to commute between the nerve center of the corporate headquarters in Bombay to these cities. So as the first phase of expansion, the focus is on these cities. Plus, UMC Hospital always looks at tertiary care to begin with.
Okay.
So all of our hospitals, whether they are in Africa or in India, they are all tertiary care multi-specialty hospitals, because we don't come from the background कि भाई I am an orthopedic surgeon और मैंने एक orthopedic hospital बनाई और
Right.
फिर बाकी specialties add कर रहा हूँ,
Okay.
और other way around कि मैं gynecologist हूँ and मैंने एक mother and child care establish किया and then I'm adding on
Right,
other
right,
specialties.
right.
Since we, despite being doctors, come from a completely different base or a background
Right.
when it comes to uni health, all of our hospitals are focused on being multi-specialty tertiary care. We
Right.
take pride in the fact that all our theaters are modular theaters. They are state of the art. You can compare them with an Apollo, Breachcan DH and Reliance. We have cath lab. We have got ICUs which are as per international standards.
Right.
So from that perspective, the idea was that the patient base that we are looking at is a surgical patient base and is a patient base that needs critical services.
Right.
So ये दो ऐसे एस्पेक्ट है जहाँ पे अगर मैं ये सेम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर आज की तारीख में टियर 3 में डेवलप भी कर लूँ, तब भी पेशेंट को शायद वो ट्रस्ट और कॉन्फिडेंस वहाँ पे लोकली नहीं आएगा.
Mhm.
उसके माइंड में हमेशा यही रहेगा कि मैं यहाँ से बेटर मुझे सर्विस एंड ट्रीटमेंट एंड डॉक्टर्स एक टियर 2, टियर 3, टियर 1 में मिलेंगे. So a patient would want to come down to Pune from Satara if he has the affordability and means for
Right.
something which is critical. And आज की तारीख में भी अगर आप देखें तो पुणे से भी कुछ पेशेंट्स बॉम्बे आके ऑपरेट होते हैं
Correct. Correct.
because they want a specific hospital or a specific doctor.
Yes.
So उस context में at least for the coming 5 to 10 years, the demand factor in a tier 2 is significantly higher than tier 3, and that then translates into your operating margins also. So as phase 1, we decided that we'll create UMC as a strong brand.
So coming to that question, where UMC is like a new brand in India, we have a legacy in Africa, and where already the bigger chains are available for the doctors also
Right.
to practice in India. So why a typical doctor will look for the UMC hospitals compared to other competitive opportunities?
Right. So again, 2-3 reasons. We have, we spend significant amount of time, I would say almost a year, in trying to understand the ideal brand positioning for UMC when it comes to India.
Right.
So जो realization हुआ वो ये हुआ that in India today, if I look at the healthcare segment on a larger footprint, there is significant consolidation happening in the large format hospitals. So जितने भी बड़े brands है वो सब है आपके 200 250 beds and beyond.
Okay.
चाहे अपोलो हो, मैक्स हो, फोर्टिस हो, कुछ कुछ उनकी फैसिलिटीज होंगी जो 100-150 बेड्स की है, बट वो टियर 3 में मेनली।
Right. Right.
अगर आप मुंबई, पुणे, नासिक, दिल्ली, बैंगलोर, चेन्नई देखेंगे तो ये सब ब्रांड्स जो है इनकी बेड कैपेसिटी इज यूजुअली 200 बेड्स एंड बियॉन्ड.
Okay.
Then the next part of the healthcare service chain comes where you've got a lot of nursing homes, which are usually single specialty. UMC decided that we will be focusing on the patient first approach.
Okay.
So the idea was that हम उसी तरह का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट करें जो अपोलो देता है, but in a smaller format. So depending upon the location, our target is between 50 to 200 beds. We are not looking to go beyond 200 beds in the first phase. So if I talk about a city like Mumbai, यहाँ पे मेरा ideal bed capacity would be 50 to 75, maximum से 100, depending upon the suburb or the geography. In
Correct.
Bombay हम जो देख रहे हैं. And if I look at tier 2, it will be from say 100 to 200. So Nasik mein our facility which is coming up is about a 200 bed capacity.
Okay.
Pune, when we are looking at or targeting it, we are looking at about 125-150 bed capacity
Right.
to begin with.
Right.
So यहाँ पे क्या होता है that with a smaller bed capacity, we have a better control on care delivery. We can personalize care for the smaller number of patients that are coming in for the required surgical setup. So एक वो उनको VIP approach मिल जाता है patient को compared to a bigger hospital. दूसरा कई बार for a lot of procedures there is a pressure mentally on the patient. एक fear होता है बड़े setup में जाने का.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
हमेशा ये डर लगा रहता है कि यार बड़े सेटअप में हमारे कंट्रोल में चीजें नहीं है.
Correct.
सो एक स्मॉलर सेटअप में वो फियर काफी हद तक कम हो जाता है.
Okay.
सो अवर फोकस इज दैट वी लुक एट पेशेंट फर्स्ट अप्रोच.
Mhm.
सो एक पेशेंट पर्सपेक्टिव से ये हो गया कि केयर डिलीवरी इज मच बेटर बिकॉज इन अ स्मॉलर सेटअप नॉर्मली एक हॉस्पिटल में आप देखेंगे तो आइडियल रेशियो इज 1:4. एक बेड है तो उसके पीछे 3 से 4 का मैन पावर आपको लगता है.
Correct,
सो अगर
correct.
50 बेड की मेरी नवी मुंबई हॉस्पिटल है
कम
सो माय
से कम
टीम
150
स्ट्रेंथ इज
लोग।
150-200.
Correct.
अब
Correct.
150-200 लोगों को यूनी हेल्थ के कल्चर में ढालना इजी है
Mhm.
कंपेयर टू 1500-2000 लोग जो एक 400-500 बेड फैसिलिटी में होंगे.
Correct.
So out here it is much easier for us to make sure कि each of my caregiver, each of my nursing team member, each of my technician, my patient relationship manager make every single patient, irrespective of whether he's admitted in the general ward or the private ward or the suite, they should make him feel VIP.
Right.
And ensure this VIP thing is not from a aesthetic or a service perspective कि आपको अच्छा खाना दे दिया या आपके साथ अच्छी बात कर ली.
Right.
केयर पर्सपेक्टिव से.
Correct. Absolutely.
सो उनके जो इनहिबिशंस होते हैं, आज आई डोंट प्रैक्टिस एज अ डॉक्टर बट ऑलमोस्ट एवरी डे आई स्पेंड 45 मिनट्स इंटरेक्टिंग विद सम डिस्टेंट रिलेटिव जिनका कोई बीमार है और जिसको सिर्फ समझना है कि भाई वो बीमारी क्या है और जो ट्रीटमेंट सजेस्ट हो रहा है वो राइट है या नहीं. आई
Correct.
मे नॉट हैव
Correct.
द एक्सपर्टीज
Correct.
लेकिन बस वो एक लेमैन लैंग्वेज में समझाना जो होता है, जो
Correct.
प्रोसेस होता है,
Correct.
I am able to do that for them because I can give them that time. So at UMC, the idea is that each of my caregiver should be able to handhold and allay the fear. वो जो डर है वो भगाने का काम पहले करे.
Correct.
70% of the mental stress goes away.
Correct.
And then बाकी जो डॉक्टर्स को करना है वो तो करेंगे ही.
Correct.
अब coming to the part where why doctors will choose UMC over Apollo. So I'm not saying they will choose UMC over Apollo. They will choose UMC with Apollo.
Okay.
रीजन बीइंग टू फोल्ड. डॉक्टर को क्या रिक्वायरमेंट रहती है? आज डॉक्टर को चाहिए कि उसके पेशेंट को अच्छी केयर मिले.
Mhm.
सो द नर्सिंग टीम हैज टू बी गुड. द ओवरऑल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिवली हैज टू बी गुड. कि जो भी केयर गिवर्स है, जो टेक्नीशियंस है, जो हम कॉमन लैंग्वेज में बोलते हैं कि पेशेंट केयर अटेंडेंट या मामा और मौसी जो हम बोलते हैं टिपिकल एक
Right.
हॉस्पिटल का थॉट प्रोसेस हो कि वो जो केयर दे रहे हैं वो अच्छी हो.
Right.
और दूसरा हो कि आइडियल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हो, जो इक्विपमेंट डॉक्टर को चाहिए, जो बैकअप आईसीयू में चाहिए, जो वेंटिलेटर्स है, जो ओटी का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है वो अच्छा मिले. सो एट यूएमसी आवर फोकस इज कि वी विल इन्वेस्ट, वी विल डेवलप द राइट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर व्हिच इज देयर एट अपोलो आल्सो फॉर देम. सो वो वाला जो एक फैक्टर होता है कि हाँ अपोलो में जिस तरह का थिएटर है मुझे यूएमसी में भी उसी तरह का थिएटर मिल रहा है.
Got it.
सो वो एक पुल फैक्टर हो जाता है. दूसरा हो जाता है कि नहीं यहाँ पे पर्सनलाइज्ड केयर मेरे पेशेंट को मिल रहा है. So
Right.
obviously the feedback will replicate on the doctor's own persona as well. कि भाई हाँ पेशेंट डॉक्टर के भरोसे एडमिट होता है. अगर
Correct,
ट्रीटमेंट
correct.
अच्छा जाता है तो हॉस्पिटल के साथ साथ डॉक्टर के रेपुटेशन पे भी उसका पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट आता है.
Absolutely. Right.
तीसरा होता है फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी.
Okay.
So in a larger corporate format, you lose flexibility because of a variety of reasons. So maybe 5-10 years down the line, UniHealth will also start losing some flexibility.
Mhm.
Today, the focus is we develop a culture where this continues to remain a flexible setup for the doctors. कई बार क्या होता है कि डॉक्टर पेशेंट आता है डॉक्टर का the treatment cost is say 2 lakh rupees for a
Mhm.
particular surgery. अब patient के पास 1.75 है, 1.8 है. In a larger corporate format, that escalation has to go from the doctor to someone in one department, then it will go up to the management. So the
Process काफी
decision
लंबा है.
making process लंबा हो
Correct,
जाता है.
correct.
यहाँ पे क्या है कि यहाँ पे we are a smaller format, so we are able to delegate authority better. I'm not saying it has to come to my desk or the desk of the directors,
Correct.
but that delegation of authority is much simpler and the audit trail is much better, so that this misuse is not happening.
Correct.
So it's again a smaller format
Right,
facility.
right.
So doctors को वो एक benefit मिलता है. दूसरा ये होता है that what I have seen is that today in a larger hospital there is someone who's a well-established surgeon or a well-established medical practitioner वो 55-60 year old है, वो head of the department है. He is going to be operating and he's going to be fully professionally functional for the next 15 years. So for the next 15 years, the department head is likely to be him only. Now there is someone who's equally competent, very good, aggressive in nature, ensuring that patients are treated well. He is 45. He will not be able to jump up to that position.
Yeah.
So after a particular point, doctors go beyond the commercial aspect, name or fame भी चाहिए होता है. There's some part of
Correct,
recognition which
correct,
every person
correct,
wants,
correct.
and that is a recognition that we can give at UMC, because I also understand कि the head of the department at Apollo might not be coming to UMC as the head of the department because he's already there.
There, yeah.
You know,
He is looking for
he's part
something
of
more.
the central cabinet. He's
Yeah.
might not look at the state cabinet.
Correct.
But the younger doctors who have the hunger and the passion, they will be, we will be able to give them that opportunity.
Right.
So that is another pull factor. Third important pull factor for us is Africa.
Mhm.
आज बड़े कॉर्पोरेट में अगर अफ्रीका से मेडिकल टूरिज्म का पेशेंट आ रहा है,
Mhm.
तो वहां का से मार्केटिंग टीम या इंटरनेशनल डिपार्टमेंट डिसाइड कर रहा है कि किस डॉक्टर को वो ट्रीटमेंट के लिए पेशेंट जाएगा, रेफर होगा.
Okay.
And obviously the doctor who is heading the unit or the department or who has been with the larger corporate since a long period and is a full timer, ये benefit उनको जाएगा. So the younger lot of doctors, early 40s, mid 40s, may not be able to get that exposure and claim कि yes, I am operating on 10 African patients, every second month.
Mhm.
At UMC, it becomes a different ball game. If that doctor is hungry, is passionate, we give him the opportunity कि सर आप यहाँ से वहाँ travel कर सकते हो. It is within the network. तो आपको और कुछ नहीं करना, आपको सिर्फ फ्लाइट में जाके बैठना है, वहां सब कुछ रेडी मिलेगा.
Correct, correct.
ही इज एट ईज कि भाई यूएमसी से यूएमसी में ही जाके ऑपरेट कर
Correct,
रहा है,
correct.
तो वहां पे वो उसका नाम बना पा रहा है. So he's going into a territory where he is de facto the largest doctor and brand
Absolutely.
over a period of
और
time.
वहाँ पे वो बनाना it's relatively easier
Because
compared
we are
to
also
India.
backing him
Correct,
out there.
correct.
Second, वहां से जब पेशेंट यहाँ आ रहा है तो obviously because he is supporting the group,
Got it.
the group will support him.
Correct.
So again उसको जो international name and fame नहीं मिल रहा था कहीं और, वो हम
Right.
प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं, which the doctors then use for a lot of their papers that they publish, a lot of their
Got it.
association का presentations that they do. So obviously they get recognition within their fraternity.
Correct,
आज एक
correct.
स्पाइन सर्जन है, 100-200 स्पाइन सर्जन के एसोसिएशन में जब वो खड़ा होकर बोलता है 35 year old कि yes, I had gone to Nigeria in a challenging environment.
Correct.
We treated on a patient who had so many complications.
Correct.
And now after 15 years of graduating as a doctor, the biggest pull factor that we have is कि जो well established doctors अब बनने जा रहा है,
Mhm.
मतलब जो 35 से 45 के बीच में है, वो या तो मेरे जूनियर्स थे या मेरे कंटेम्पररीज थे या मेरे सीनियर्स थे.
Right.
So a lot of them are back and call away. मतलब एक phone call पे I can speak to
Correct,
them
correct,
because they are
correct.
from the fraternity from which I have graduated.
Got it.
So that connect is there. So they do not need to think twice before trusting UMC because they are not trusting UMC first. They are trusting and they are coming to Dr. Anurag or Dr. Akshay. So that allows us. और एक बार वो यूनियल्थ में आ गया तो the biggest pride that we take is कि 2010 से 2025 तक barely there is anyone in our top tier, मतलब medium to top tier of management who would have left. The attrition
Oh.
is next to zero. So we
That is
take pride
excellent.
in the fact कि एक बार अगर कोई हमसे जुड़ रहा है
So
तो
it's a long
it has to be an
journey.
extremely compelling reason for him to go out.
Right.
मेरे पास ऐसे भी टीम मेंबर्स है जो बाहर गए हैं और 3 साल के बाद अब वापस जुड़े हैं.
Okay.
So they've gone ahead, they've tried and they've come back
Okay.
because they feel at home with us.
Correct. That
And that is how the culture has
is very
been
important.
from beginning.
Correct.
And that is what the focus is कि आगे चल के भी whether it is the security guard at my hospital or whether it is a co-director, everyone has to get respect in the same accordance.
Correct.
So अगर we just unveiled like Navi Mumbai हम बात कर रहे थे तो Navi
Right.
Mumbai we had a soft launch on Dussehra.
Yeah.
So in the cafe we've got a big UMC written out there.
Okay.
And in that UMC, you've got names of every single person who's worked to create that facility.
wow.
So चाहे वो मेरा पेंटर हो, चाहे वो मेरा प्लम्बर हो, इलेक्ट्रिशियन हो, कॉन्ट्रैक्टर हो या मैं खुद रहूं, एवरीवन हुज कंट्रीब्यूटेड, उसका नाम कहीं ना कहीं उसको
Very
उस
unique
यूएमसी में
thinking.
मिलेगा एंड उसके ऊपर लिखा हुआ है द हैंड्स दैट हेल्प क्रिएट लेगेसी.
Oh,
So
interesting.
that is one way of giving back the respect
To
that a lot of these
society.
people look forward to, and that becomes your biggest plus point. I mean, at Union, our biggest plus point to ensure that attrition is bare minimum.
Got
क्योंकि
it.
आदमी 200-500 रुपए के लिए तब जंप करता है जब उसको रिस्पेक्ट नहीं मिल रहा हो, नहीं तो वो सोचता है यार यहाँ पे आई हैव गॉट द लिबर्टी एंड द रिस्पेक्ट टू डू अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स व्हिच आई मे नॉट हैव आउट देयर.
Correct. Correct.
So 200 rupees may not make that big a difference. And eventually they also know that as we grow, we will ensure the team grows with
Team
us.
grow, absolutely.
Because as a company, as promoters, we will be nothing without a big strong team. Eventually I will not be able to reach to 10, 20, 30 hospitals
Correct.
later on.
Correct.
तो वो तो टीम ही संभालने वाली है.
Right.
So if I'm creating a 10,000 people team in the coming few years, they should feel empowered within the group.
Correct.
And that is the key focus. So for us, the major focus is that how do we empower every team member who comes within UniHealth and ensure कि भाई वो यहीं का बन के रह जाए.
Correct.
So
correct. It said like if you want to walk fast, you walk alone, or if you want to walk far, you better walk together.
yes,
Right. So now we have about vision of setting up 400 beds in Africa and about 400 to 500 beds in India, if the
Right.
calculation, and eventually reaching 1,000 beds as a number in probably next 3 years. Is
Yes.
the calculation right?
yes. So yes, by 2026-27 financial year end,
Okay.
so वो 3 साल का पीरियड अब कम होते जा रहा है और हम वो 1000 बेड की तरफ एक एक कदम बढ़ाते जा रहे हैं.
Correct.
हॉस्पिटल में क्या होता है कि 2023 में जब ये विजन हमने बाहर लाया
Mhm.
तो कई बार ऐसा होता है कि अब 2025 आ गया है बट बेड स्ट्रेंथ तो वहीं का वही है.
Mhm.
Because commissioning is a long process.
Correct.
So that takes time, but we had a lot of projects which we had planned at that point of time. So between now and the next 24 months, there'll be a lot of commissioning happening. There'll be a lot of operationalization happening of the beds. So yes, till March 2027, we are looking at the first target of 1,000 beds. And we are quite confident we'll be able to achieve that.
Okay. And the 50-50 mix we are planning to take ahead also after 27-28, or what are like next 3 year plans?
Right.
You can just shortly explain.
So post
till
that
30.
I would not be able to comment कि हम वो 50-50 mix को उसी तरह से ले जाएंगे because India एक single country है.
Correct.
India की population is at par the population of all 54 countries of Africa put together. So India में जो scalability का option है वो significantly ज़्यादा है compared to Africa.
Mhm.
India में access to capital is way more streamlined and better.
Correct.
आज अगर कंपनी को बैंक डेट लेना है तो भी 8 से 9% के बीच में उसको फंडिंग मिल सकती है, इक्विपमेंट डेट मिल सकता है, प्राइवेट इक्विटीज आर वेरी एक्टिव, दे डू नॉट हैव द इनहिबिशन बिकॉज रेगुलेटरी फ्रेमवर्क इज वेरी स्ट्रांग.
Mhm.
अफ्रीका में ये भी कुछ चैलेंजेस है. अगर लोकल करेंसी में आप डेट लेने जाओगे तो 18 से 24% का इंटरेस्ट रेट चलता है.
Correct.
डॉलर टर्म्स में ही 8.5 से 10% के बीच में चलता है. सो एक्सेस टू कैपिटल कैन बी अ लिमिटिंग फैक्टर. मोर देन दैट स्केलेबिलिटी. अगर मुझे स्केल करना है वहां पे, अगर मैं 5,000 बेड की बात करूं और मैं सोचूं कि 2,500 बेड मुझे अफ्रीका में लगाना है तो वो एक कंट्री अब्सॉर्ब नहीं कर पाएगी.
नहीं, correct.
सो अगर मुझे 2,500 बेड लगाना है तो मुझे कम से कम एक कंट्री में 300 बेड के ऊपर अगर एब्जॉर्प्शन नहीं होना है तो इन अकॉर्डेंस मुझे 7-8 कंट्री देखनी पड़ेगी.
Yes.
अब 8 countries are they geopolitically attractive 8 countries in Africa today? It is a tough question.
Okay.
कि कुछ कंट्रीज के पास स्टेबिलिटी है तो पॉपुलेशन नहीं है, सो बिग इन्वेस्टमेंट मे नॉट डू जस्टिस. बोट्सवाना इज अ स्मॉल कंट्री, आई थिंक 10, 12, 15 लाख की पॉपुलेशन होगी. अब 15 लाख की पॉपुलेशन में आप बड़ा इन्वेस्टमेंट टर्शरी केयर का नहीं कर पाते हो
Correct.
बिकॉज आपको उतना
Volume
इन्फ्लो ही नहीं
नहीं
मिलेगा,
है,
वॉल्यूम
correct.
नहीं मिलेगा. जिस कंट्री में बड़ी पॉपुलेशन है जैसे नाइजीरिया हो गई
Mhm.
तो वहां पे कुछ ऐसे
बाकी
फैक्टर्स है जिसकी वजह से
challenges है,
हम
correct.
इस समय एक्सपेंशन नहीं देख रहे. द कंपनी इज स्टिल देयर, वी आर स्टिल फोकसिंग ऑन मेडिकल टूरिज्म फ्रॉम नाइजीरिया to
Back to
UMC
India.
hospitals in
Okay,
India.
correct.
Our doctors will continue to go there at partner hospitals
Mhm.
to do OPDs and conduct surgeries. But are we looking at investing immediately out there? Maybe not.
Got it.
So scalability from 1,000 beds to say 5,000 beds is the next target if I'm looking at will not be in the same proposition. It may be that 3 to 4 countries in Africa will consolidate, will aim to become the primary healthcare player in that country. Each country if I am to say कि 200 to 300 बेड कैपेसिटी ले सकती है तो लगभग 1,000 से 1,500 बेड के बीच में एक प्लेटो आएगा अफ्रीका में बेस्ड ऑन माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग टुडे.
Got it.
थिंग्स मे चेंज इन 3 to 5 years,
Right.
बट आज के हिसाब से अगर देखूं तो 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 बेड पे अफ्रीका का जो यूनिहेल्थ का एक्सपेंशन है वो at that point of time it will plateau and then it will take shape
Right.
slowly.
Got
कि
it.
भाई वी आर पुटिंग अप स्मॉल सेकेंडरी सेटअप्स जिसमें 15-15 बेड है, जो स्पोक के जैसे काम करता है कि
Correct.
मेन हब है मेरा सिटी के अंदर, फिर वहां से 2 घंटा दूर मैंने एक 20 बेड का सेकेंडरी केयर डाल दिया, उस तरह से छोटा छोटा एक्सपेंशन
Okay.
होते रहेगा. बट इंडिया ऑन द अदर साइड, यस, इंडिया में 5,000 बेड छोड़िए, अब 10,000 बेड इज ऑल्सो a doable possibility in the coming 10 years.
Correct. Because we all know that insurance penetration is at minuscule stage even in India.
Right.
So the opportunity size could be massive.
Huge opportunity. And like I mentioned कि consolidation इस समय जो चल रहा है वो इंडिया में चल रहा है लार्ज फॉर्मेट हॉस्पिटल में. अगर आप देखेंगे अभी रिसेंटली सह्याद्री का एक्विजिशन हुआ, that is again a large format acquisition. If you look at private equities who are trying to club in their investments in 2-3 different brands
Correct.
and
Correct.
create
Correct.
one entity.
Correct.
So
Correct.
all this is happening at 250 beds and beyond. उसके साथ साथ सिंगल स्पेशलिटी में भी हुआ है. मदर एंड चाइल्ड केयर में आप देखेंगे तो मदर रोड है, सूर्या है, कब रेनबो है डाउन साउथ में,
Correct. Correct.
ये सब में भी कंसोलिडेशन चल रहा है. सो देयर आर 20 रेनबो हॉस्पिटल्स आई वुड से, और मदर रोड हॉस्पिटल्स. सो सिंगल स्पेशलिटी में कहीं चल रहा है और लार्ज फॉर्मेट में चल रहा है. बट जो 50 से 200 बेड में है,
That is a sweet spot which you are
स्वीट
looking.
स्पॉट जहाँ पे बड़ा ब्रांड इस समय कोई भी नहीं है.
Got it.
उस
Okay.
तरह की हॉस्पिटल्स है, बट कोई डॉक्टर ओन्ड होगी,
Mhm.
कोई रीजनल, एकदम रीजनल प्लेयर ने किसी ने की है, कोई ट्रस्ट बैक्ड है
Mhm.
कि भाई हाँ, there's a big industry house and he's got to say, for example, he's got a massive presence in Madhya Pradesh and he feels that his CSR demands कि एक 200 बेड की हॉस्पिटल या 150 बेड की हॉस्पिटल में डालो,
Right.
तो वो आउट ऑफ चैरिटी डाल रहा है. इवेंचुअली
But
क्या
वो
हो रहा
scale
है,
नहीं.
स्केल नहीं है, इट इज नॉट अ सिंगल ब्रांड.
Correct. Correct.
And eventually क्या हो रहा है, there's a lot of opportunity in operations and management for an established player. So
Oh,
in
right.
India, our concept is an asset light model. We are not looking at
Yeah.
owning real estate.
Yeah.
We are looking at investing in equipment and investing in the working capital requirement of the operations.
Right.
अब इंडिया में क्या हो रहा है, that there are a lot of these trust hospitals जहाँ पे you've got money which is coming in from the community to build a hospital. So they are putting up a 150, 175, 200 bed or even beyond. But these are all honorary members. डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्रीज से आने वाले लोग जो 50 करोड़ 100 करोड़ डोनेट करके हॉस्पिटल बना रहे हैं. नाउ दे वांट दैट दिस शुड मेक अ डिफरेंस टू द कम्युनिटी. दे वांट इट टू बी वर्किंग इन टैंडम. यहाँ पे बुटीक सर्विसेज भी मिले और कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव सब्सिडाइज्ड कॉस्ट भी मिले. एंड व्हाट वी ऑलवेज प्रमोट इज अ क्रॉस सब्सिडाइजेशन मॉडल.
Okay.
कि जिसके पास अफोर्डेबिलिटी है उसको आप उस तरह का सेटअप दीजिए, प्राइवेट कैटेगरी, सेमी प्राइवेट, स्वीट कैटेगरी, एंड यू चार्ज देम because they've got the insurance backup, they've got the money with themselves to spend.
Correct. Correct.
Whatever profitability you are earning from there, a part of that you can help the people who are unable to afford.
Got
So
it.
वो cross subsidy
तो
हो जाती है
balance
आपकी.
रहेगा वो.
This is from a trust perspective.
Correct.
So
Correct.
जब उनको इस तरह की हॉस्पिटल चलानी है and they do not come from the industry, then they look outward कि चलो हमने पैसा डाल के 125 करोड़ रुपए डाल के 150 बेड की हॉस्पिटल बना दी, अब इस हॉस्पिटल को चलाएगा कौन?
चलेगा. Absolutely.
So they will look at Apollo, Max, Medanta, whosoever,
Okay,
Fortis.
okay.
Tomorrow they will, or they can also look at UMC. So that is another big opportunity that UMC is banking upon in its second phase of expansion.
Okay.
कि भाई पहले जो 3, 4, 5 हॉस्पिटल हमें बनानी है, वो जब UMC के ब्रांड से एस्टेब्लिश हो जाती है, तो they act like a proof of concept.
तो लॉन्च पैड जैसा एक्ट करेगा
Yes,
फॉर
कि भाई ये हमारी हॉस्पिटल है, हमने जो आपको विजन बताया था वो हमने एग्जीक्यूट कर दिया है. We are running them. You can take a feedback from our doctors, our team, our patients. Based on that, you can make a decision कि भाई your facility, are we the right operators for it? Obviously,
Got it.
commercial part is another aspect.
Correct.
And commercially, right now, because of the flexibility, size, and age being on our side as promoters, we are quite comfortable to remain flexible in the commercial aspect.
करेक्ट.
So if everything else falls in place, the commercial aspect, I'm quite sure, will fall in place at least 50% of the times. So from that perspective, I see a big opportunity unfolding as we move ahead. दूसरा क्या है, that in 2019 we created a separate vertical for healthcare consultancy, which is basically anyone who wants to build a hospital, we help them right from concept till commissioning. So वो designing हो, equipment planning हो, infrastructure planning हो, या IT infrastructure हो, human resource हो, we handhold them. So under that vertical, we are doing about 1,300 beds today, spread across India and Africa. Largest single site project is a 650 bed project that we are doing in Pune.
ओके.
तो अब यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, that a lot of this expertise is coming to help us because ये डिपार्टमेंट एक तरह से हमारे लिए इंटरलिंक्ड हो गया है. ये जब हॉस्पिटल्स बन के रेडी हो जाएगी, then there is a possibility that some of these hospitals will again be looking at handing over the operations,
करेक्ट.
because these hospitals or these clients do not come from the healthcare background. जैसे मैंने कहा ट्रस्ट, तो ट्रस्ट बैकग्राउंड से है, फाउंडेशन से है या इंडस्ट्री बैकग्राउंड से है, जहाँ पे उनको ये हॉस्पिटल चलानी नहीं है, सो आज वो हमारी मदद ले रहे हैं बनाने में, तो कल डेफिनेटली चलाने के लिए जब वो एक स्टेप आगे लेना चाहेंगे, we might be the right partner.
Got it.
Also because we would have helped them execute their vision, we would have been associated with them for a period of 2, 3 or 4 years or beyond. तो एक पर्सनल रिलेशनशिप होगा, एक एग्जीक्यूशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कॉन्फिडेंस होगा कि हाँ इन्होंने जो हमें 5 साल पहले बताया था इन्होंने एग्जीक्यूट करके दिया है हमें, सो दैट ऑल्सो हेल्प्स अस पुट द फर्स्ट फुट फॉरवर्ड कि जब आपको ऑपरेशंस बाहर देने हैं
Right.
तो व्हाई नॉट यूएमसी,
Right.
एंड हमारा एक्सपर्टीज हॉस्पिटल चलाने में आज अफ्रीका में था, बट उस समय 2-3 years down the line we would have
We
functional
will have
hospitals in India
in India.
for them to see कि
Correct.
हाँ नहीं इंडिया में यहाँ
How
के
we are
challenges के
operating.
साथ भी ये चला रहे हैं,
Correct.
so that is something that is likely to boost the second phase of growth for Unihealth.
Got it. Got it. Quickly, I will come to the numbers. Even the name of the series is Beyond the Numbers, and we have taken a complete tour of how you started from the Africa and then now in India and then further scaling up from here on going ahead.
Right.
But would like to know couple of things like when we see the numbers as an analyst or as investors, we see the working capital is very stretched. So what could be the reasons? Because lot of things which goes actually behind or beyond the numbers.
Right.
So it is very important for the investor to understand what are the reasons because of these numbers may not be looking as they are expecting.
Right. So one of the key reasons for our working capital being significantly, that cycle being long, and we having a significantly large amount of our cash flow stuck in the debtor side
Yeah.
of the balance sheet, because as of now, मतलब आज तक की अगर मैं बात करूँ last financial year की, तो about 75% of the revenue contribution has been coming from our flagship hospital in Uganda.
Correct.
So now that we are expanding from this financial year and more so from next financial year onwards, we will have contribution from other facilities also, which will start coming up, at par with the Uganda contribution. But इस समय 75% contribution Uganda से आ रहा है. अब Uganda में somewhere earlier I mentioned कि we are one of the only facilities accredited by United Nations agencies. We are the hospital of choice or the preferred hospital for a lot of government departments. One of them is the Ministry of Defense. So we are the hospital of choice for the Ugandan military forces. We
Okay.
call it UPDF, Uganda People's Defense Forces.
Right.
So अब वो वहाँ क्या है that when you are catering to a government department, then the payment that comes from the government is quite staggered. So
Okay.
उनका payment आता है 9 से 12 महीने में.
Okay.
अब उसके वजह से there is zero default in the history of that department making payments to any provider, even before
Okay.
we entered Uganda. I mean, because their relationship has been there ever since.
Correct. Correct.
Earlier it was with some other hospitals, today it is with
Correct,
us.
Correct.
So when we went back and checked historically with our bankers, with other bankers out there, with people in the industry, they said there is zero default. So
Okay.
वो एक risk factor mitigate हो जाता है. Historically अगर 30 साल में
Correct,
default
correct,
नहीं हुआ है, तो आज कुछ होना unlikely है,
Right.
because it is a government department.
Correct.
अब आती है कि working capital cycle. तो उनका एक सेट फॉर्मेट है, उनको वो बजट आता है, एलोकेशन पार्लियामेंट से मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस, वहां से मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ डिफेंस और वहां से हेल्थ केयर के लिए. तो वो उनका एक सेट फॉर्मेट में बजट चलता है कि हर क्वार्टर में XYZ पेमेंट होगा.
Okay.
फिर जो भी बैकलॉग होता है वो साल में एक बार या कभी 2 बार सप्लीमेंट्री बजट के तौर पे वो आता है,
Okay.
which they go and request the Ministry of Finance and turn the Parliament, similar to जैसे US शटडाउन होगी गवर्नमेंट कि भाई हमें कर्जे की लिमिट बढ़ानी है. क्यों? क्योंकि खर्चा ज्यादा हो रहा है.
Correct.
तो वो तो हर कंट्री में है.
Correct.
तो यहाँ पे भी ये जाता है कि भाई हमारा हेल्थ केयर का बजट XYZ था, बट वी ओवरशॉटेड बाय 60% बिकॉज ज्यादा लोग बीमार पड़े या ज्यादा लोगों को ट्रीटमेंट की जरूरत पड़ी, एंड यू इंक्रीज दैट एंड गिव इट टू अस. सो वो आता है एज अ सप्लीमेंट्री बजट.
Right.
सो वो प्रोसेस उनका फाइनेंशियल ईयर चलता है फ्रॉम जुलाई टू जून.
Okay.
So usually that process is taken at the end of their financial year because उनका बजट सेशन होता है मई में, तो वहां पे होता है. फिर वो सप्लीमेंट्री बजट ट्रिकल डाउन होता है. और हिस्टोरिकली अगर लास्ट 3-4 साल आप देखेंगे तो एवरी ईयर इन द लास्ट वीक ऑफ जून एंड फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ जुलाई जब ये उनका सैंक्शन बजट ट्रिकल डाउन होके बैंक ट्रांसफर्स होता है, तब एज अ कंपनी वी गेट अ बिग बोनस पेमेंट.
Okay.
सो अगर मेरा आउटस्टैंडिंग
Bullet payment
सपोज
जैसा.
हाँ बुलेट पेमेंट, जैसे अगर 40 करोड़ का आउटस्टैंडिंग मेरा दिख रहा हो,
Okay.
तो हर क्वार्टर में सपोज 3 करोड़ रुपए आ गए.
Right.
अब एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम मेरा 26 करोड़ 30 करोड़ का फिर भी आउटस्टैंडिंग है, तब मेरे पास एक साथ 18 करोड़ 20 करोड़ 21 करोड़ आ जाता है.
Correct.
सो वो सडन ड्रॉप हो जाता है एंड देन अगेन इट स्टार्ट्स बिल्डिंग अप.
Got
सो
it.
दैट इज वन ऑफ द मेजर रीजंस व्हाई माय रिसीवेबल डेज आर हावरिंग बिटवीन 240 250. अब
Right.
इसमें दो फैक्टर है गोइंग फॉरवर्ड. As a company in 2023, we had decided that as we expand, the consolidated revenue dependence of that on any one geography should not be more than 1/3.
Okay.
तो वी आर वर्किंग टुवर्ड्स दैट. इससे जो भी एक्सपेंशन होगा, आज इंडिया में होगा, टंजानिया में होगा, युगांडा में जो नेचुरल ग्रोथ हो रही है वो होगी, बट बेड कैपेसिटी सिग्निफिकेंटली एक्सपैंड नहीं होनी है. छोटे सेंटर्स हम डालेंगे तो 120 का 150 बेड हो जाएगा. सो वहां का जो रेवेन्यू है वो नॉर्मल जो ग्रोथ चल रही है उसके हिसाब से चलेगा, बट सिग्निफिकेंट रेवेन्यू इंडिया से आएगा, टंजानिया से आएगा. सो
Right.
कंसोलिडेटेड
That
बैलेंस
risk
शीट पे
you wanted
हाँ
to
जो रेवेन्यू का कंट्रीब्यूशन है उसका कम हो जाएगा.
got it.
अब हर कंट्री का पेमेंट साइकिल अलग चलता है. जैसे टंजानिया की अगर मैं बात करूं तो एज वी मूव फॉरवर्ड वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग
80 to 85% of our patient base to be
beneficiaries of the National Health Insurance Fund, very similar to अपना प्रधानमंत्री का आरोग्य योजना.
Got it.
So वहाँ पे the major client for any hospital is the National Health Insurance Fund. उनका payment cycle is very well defined between 70 to 120 days.
Okay.
So on an average 90 से 100 दिन में उनका पेमेंट आ जाता है. तो ऑटोमेटिकली आपकी कंसोलिडेटेड रिसीवेबल डेज नीचे आ जाती है.
So incrementally यहाँ से कम होगा.
इंक्रीमेंटली
Because lot of investors have the question कि
so ये
being in a-
250 का 230 होगा,
Okay.
180 होगा, ओवर पीरियड ऑफ 4 to 6 क्वार्टर्स होगा.
Yeah, I understand.
बट जैसे अभी नवी मुंबई है तो वी आर लुकिंग एट मेनली कैश एंड इंश्योरेंस पेशेंट्स ओनली.
Okay.
तो बिकॉज बेड कैपेसिटी कम है, वी मे नॉट बी एबल टू डू जस्टिस टू लॉट ऑफ गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स आल्सो.
Got it.
सो यहाँ पे व्हेन दैट गेट्स कंसोलिडेटेड तो वो आपका रिकवरी टाइम बहुत छोटा है. उसमें कैश का तो
Correct,
इंस्टेंट है,
correct, correct,
इंश्योरेंस का भी आपका मैक्सिमम से 15-20 दिन या 30 दिन में पेमेंट
correct,
आएगा.
correct,
तो
correct.
कंसोलिडेटेड बेस पे वो कम होगा. दूसरा एक और इम्पैक्ट हुआ है लास्ट 2 क्वार्टर में, जहाँ पे यूपीडीएफ का ही पेमेंट जो पहले बुलेट फॉर्मेट में आता था, दे आर ट्राइंग टू स्ट्रीमलाइन इट एज क्वार्टरली ओनली.
Okay, so that will be more recurring.
दैट विल बी मोर रिकरिंग. जैसे अगर अब मैं बात करूं तो लास्ट क्वार्टर मतलब अप्रैल टू जून क्वार्टर में मुझे एक बड़ा पेमेंट आया which
Okay.
was equivalent to almost 3 months worth of payment
Right.
outstanding. अब जुलाई टू सितंबर में फिर मुझे 3 महीने का पेमेंट आ गया है,
Okay.
कंपेयर टू जो नॉर्मली 1 महीने का आता था अगर
Got
मैं
it. Okay.
हिस्टोरिकली देखूं तो जो वो बिल्डअप होना था वो धीरे धीरे वहां पे भी
It is reducing.
कम हो रहा है. As on 30th September, we were 100% debt free in Uganda.
Mhm.
So because we own the properties, when we had taken it up 2016-17 में, we had significant debt that we had taken to buy the real estate, buy the equipment. So today we are 100% debt free because these payments which came in, now हमारा positioning वहाँ पे ऐसा है that all the regular OPEX is being taken care of out of the cash income that the company generates, cash and
Correct,
insurance.
correct.
So ये जो हमारा अटकी हुई liquidity है with this account, वो जब आती है so that has gone into repaying.
Correct.
Going forward, it will go into 2 aspects. One into expanding, second into repaying the promoter groups. That is, for that particular company, equity holder is Unihealth Hospitals Limited. Unihealth Hospital ने कुछ loan दिया हुआ है for that company to sustain for its working capital and
Okay,
everything.
okay.
That will start coming back.
Right, got
So there is significant cash flow in the coming 2 to 4 quarters that the Indian arm, the parent company, is likely to receive from the Ugandan entity
Got
every
it, got
quarter.
it. Okay.
And when that comes in, that will allow us to reallocate that funding for expansion out here.
Right. So, very curious question. Where I was just checking your journey from the IPO and then beyond, whether every SME company was looking to raise a equity funding post IPO as well. While we have operations in Africa, there were certain challenges. We have exited out of one of the operation. Then working capital was bit stressed, as you said. Plus, hospital as a segment is a very capital intensive sector. And till now we have not done any fundraise post listing. So what is the promoter's vision, or if you can highlight?
हमारे लिए that fiscal discipline was extremely important. So when we raised funding, when we went public in 2023, my interactions back then also with every single investor and stakeholder, even today, UniHealth will not multiply everything within a quarter.
Right.
It is a journey, like you mentioned,
Correct.
कि भाई hospitals बनाना एक journey है, and the kind of hospitals that we want to make, it is likely to take a longer period of time. So first focus was कि जो established mature business है हमारा, Uganda हो गया, वहाँ पे you make it profitable or you increase the profitability, add on super specialties, so that becomes a center of excellence, and the EBITDA margins continue to improve and increase. आपका रेवेन्यू तो बढ़ेगा ही, बट साथ में मार्जिन भी बढ़ती है, बिकॉज जब आप सेम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को यूज करके कोई नई स्पेशलिटी डाल रहा है,
Okay.
तब वहां पे आपकी मार्जिन ज्यादा है, बिकॉज योर टॉप एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कॉस्ट इज नेगेटेड, योर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कॉस्ट टू अ लार्ज एक्सटेंट इज नेगेटेड. तो अगर हमने आईवीएफ क्लिनिक डाली, तो
Mhm.
आईवीएफ क्लिनिक में माय मार्जिन इज मच larger than the margin of the total operations, because वहां पे उसकी only dedicated opex नहीं add हो रही है, which is the cost of consumable and the cost of manpower specific only to that particular division. So the first thought process was कि existing mature business की profitability पे focus करके improve करें. So eventually, despite the receivable days being long, वो पैसा तो रिटर्न आना ही है.
Got it.
So एक वहां से आपका पैसा आ जाएगा, उस पैसे से आप थोड़ा एक्सपेंशन करो. डेट जहां पे एग्जिस्टिंग बिजनेसेस में थे, दे वर सपोज टू गो डेट फ्री, व्हिच वी हैव अचीव्ड, सो दैट द बैलेंस शीट इज स्ट्रांग इनफ टू लेवरेज एंड गेट बैंक डेट फॉर फ्यूचर एक्सपेंशन. अब बैंक डेट का भी हमारा इंटरनल प्रिंसिपल इज वेरी सिंपल, 1:1. अगर
Okay.
मैं 1 रुपए इक्विटी के डाल रहा हूं तो मैं 1 रुपए जितना बैंक डेट लूंगा, उसको क्रॉस नहीं करूंगा, सो दैट फिजिकल डिसिप्लिन इज मेंटेन्ड.
Got it.
अब कॉन्सेप्ट ऐसा है कि भाई नवी मुंबई की हॉस्पिटल हमने इक्विटी से की, नासिक के लिए वी टेकन बैंक फंडिंग.
Right.
Now the next project we will again look at internal cash accrual equity.
Okay.
So एक project equity, एक project debt, so
Right.
that the debt servicing is very comfortable over a period of time. So with that thought process, we never had the need to go all out to raise big money as a follow up to the IPO. Second thought process was definitely अगर capital आती है तो we can expand way faster.
Correct.
But like I mentioned कि यहाँ पे proof of concept नहीं है हमारा.
Mhm.
मेरा जो भी प्रूफ ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट है वो अफ्रीका में है, मेरी लिस्टिंग इंडिया में है, मेरे स्टेक होल्डर्स इंडिया में है. उनको जो कंफर्ट होना चाहिए फॉर देम टू कीप ट्रस्टिंग यूनिहेल्थ एंड कीप ट्रस्टिंग व्हाट वी एज प्रमोटर्स ले आउट एज अ विजन, उसके लिए इट वाज एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट कि 1 to 2 ऑफ माय फैसिलिटीज आउट देयर आर अप एंड रनिंग.
And I think that risk is you are taking by yourself because promoter has recently
We've
infused
invested
the
as warrants. Yes.
warrants.
So we've subscribed and we've invested about 10.5 crores as
Yeah,
warrants.
yeah.
Because for us, this is, this is what we are very passionate about.
Right.
I mean, age is on our side.
Correct.
We see this as something that we are going to be involved with for the next 3 to 4 decades at least.
Right.
So why not put in whatever we have back into the company, let it grow, let it flourish, and let the proof of concept be commissioned
Correct.
for the investors to see, understand, and then again
That
entrust
trust
us.
will get
Yes.
developed. So initially 3-4 years you want to build that platform,
Yes, yes.
create the brand, and then scale up. Further.
Right. दूसरा क्या होता है कि अफ्रीका के बारे में जितना भी मैंने 2023 में कहा, अब 2025 में माय इन्वेस्टर्स, माय स्टेक होल्डर्स हैव सीन दैट जर्नी कि भाई हाँ, मैं बोल रहा था कि ये पैसा बोलस में आता है, बुक्स पे दिख रहा है
Correct,
क्या, अब
correct.
दिख रहा है.
But अभी दिख रहा है. Correct.
ये प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी इस तरह से इंक्रीज होती है आईवीएफ स्पेशलिटी डालने से, तो मेरे एबिटा मार्जिन्स बढ़ रहे हैं क्या, अब बढ़ रहा है.
Correct. Correct.
सो जो मैं बोल रहा था वो अब जब उनको दिखेगा तो
Then
उनका
trust will
इनहिबिशन
show.
अबाउट एन अफ्रीकन बिजनेस विल आल्सो रिड्यूस.
Correct.
So now
Correct.
when I want to expand fast from my capacity and add on say 500 beds in the coming 18-24 months, and I need funds at that point of time, if the company decides that okay, maybe in the coming 6 months, 9 months, whenever the time is right, that we should go and raise some funding, I feel that the trust factor will be much better from our stakeholders point of view, and we will be able to justify our entire journey
Correct.
and the thought process behind what we've always been putting forward as a vision statement to them.
So as we were discussing the numbers, if you can make us understand how the dynamics of Africa versus India works, what are the differences in the margins, what is the capital investment differences which are needed versus Africa and India,
Right.
and what is the model in India, as you I think slightly touched upon that point, that in India till now our focus is being the asset light,
Right.
versus Africa we had certain JVs and I think certain assets also we are currently owning.
Right. So when we started, the flagship has been Uganda till now. So there we do own the real estate as a company, in which
Right.
Unihealth Hospitals has a 50% equity stake. The model in India is very clearly defined. For the first phase of expansion, it's going to be asset light. So we will not be investing in land and building. The company is open to investing in the equipment, in refurbishing, renovating, and definitely in the working capital requirement. So that allows us the leeway to reduce the capital investment needed and grow faster. अब इंडिया में वो बेनिफिट है कि इंडिया में यू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल who are open to investing in the real estate from a long term perspective.
Correct.
यहाँ पे asset creation होता है, एक regular lease income आती है, and at some point in time उनका एक वो portfolio बनता है. So compared to Africa, इंडिया में एक वो benefit advantage है जहाँ पे कई families है या कई real estate developers है जिनके पास historically ली हुई land है, so their investment in constructing is minimal. in comparison.
Correct.
So the lease yield for them, if they look at their actual investment, is significantly high. And governing structure या statutory structure भी ऐसा है कि आपको comfort zone मिलता है from the legality दोनों parties को कि we are entering into a 21-year lease agreement. We are also safe and secure कि हमारे 15, 20, 25 करोड़ जो इन्वेस्ट हो रहे हैं उसकी longevity है.
Correct.
प्रॉपर्टी ओनर को भी वो सेफ्टी है कि भाई कोई प्रॉपर्टी के ऊपर कब्जा करके नहीं बैठेगा.
Correct.
So that framework allows India the model to be asset light.
तो currently अपना tenure क्या है सर ये नवी
So
मुंबई का?
typically we look at tenures of 11 years to 21 years and beyond.
Okay.
So Navi Mumbai is structured as leave and license for 5 years, continuing back to back ahead. That is
Okay.
more of a relationship based understanding also that we have,
Okay.
and it is documented also under a memorandum.
Got it.
And Nashik is a straightforward 21-year lease agreement.
Okay.
So that is there for 21 years. Now coming to the margin, so if I'm to look at Africa, definitely वहाँ पे एक supply demand gap significantly ज़्यादा है, competition significantly कम है
Correct.
in the space that we are present, tertiary care.
Yeah.
So वहाँ पे the EBITDA margins are significantly higher compared to India. तो अगर
Right.
मैं Africa की बात करता हूँ तो वहाँ पे we are enjoying EBITDA margins which are beyond 30 to 33%.
Got
They inch even towards 37-38%.
Okay.
Compared to India, where the margins would be between 18 to 24%, and then as the scale grows, depending upon the operational capabilities, that margin may increase by 2 or 3 percentage points.
Okay.
Out here, again, you've got hospital chains like Max Group who have a 30% and beyond EBITDA margin,
Right.
or even Apollo. The reason is significantly different, where one, their scale is extremely
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Second, the mix of specialty. So when you
Okay.
have a big scale setup, which is a 250, 300 bed capacity, then you are able to focus upon certain specialties like liver transplant, kidney transplant, like high-end cancer care, जहाँ पे आपका per patient का revenue generation significantly ज़्यादा है.
Which is basically ARPOP.
Yes, so आपका
what-
average revenue per occupied bed significantly
Correct,
बढ़
correct,
जाता है, and that allows you to increase your margin because क्या है उसका जो investment लगा है वो infrastructure में लगा है. So वो balance sheet item हो गई और ये P&L item हो गई. यहाँ पे ओपेक्स कम है. आज रेडिएशन थेरेपी देनी है तो 20 करोड़ की मशीन लगनी है, बट वो मेरे बैलेंस शीट पे एसेट बिल्ड हो गई. एंड उसमें फिर जब मैं चार्ज कर रहा हूँ, सपोज एक पूरे सेशन का 6 लाख रुपए चार्ज कर रहा हूँ, तो उस समय उसका जो इनपुट कॉस्ट है वो सिग्निफिकेंटली कम है, तो एबिटा मार्जिन वहां बढ़ जाता है. सेम गोज फॉर समथिंग लाइक लिवर ट्रांसप्लांट. एंड टू एंड एक पेशेंट को अगर लिवर ट्रांसप्लांट कराना है तो उसका टोटल कॉस्ट 40 लाख से 1 करोड़ के बीच में आता है, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन किस हॉस्पिटल में किस डॉक्टर के पास आप करा रहे हो. बट उसके लिए जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर क्रिएटेड है वो वन टाइम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर आपके कैपिटल कॉस्ट में अकाउंटेड फॉर है.
ओके.
सो यहाँ पे मार्जिन आपके बढ़ जाते हैं. बाद में मार्जिन बेनिफिट आती है इन सर्टन सुपर स्पेशलिटी जैसे आईवीएफ वगैरह हो गई, तो वहां पे मार्जिन बेनिफिट आती है. तो जो एवरेज रेवेन्यू पर ऑक्यूपाइड बेड अफ्रीका में है वो इंडिया से स्लाइटली थोड़ा हायर जाएगा इन द लॉन्गर टर्म. बट इफ आई कंसोलिडेट आफ्टर 3 years या 5 years, तो जहाँ पे वेटेज ऑफ द बेड्स इन इंडिया इज गोइंग टू बी हायर, सो वहां पे वो एक डिस्पैरिटी आएगी कि भाई 1500 बेड में से 600 अफ्रीका में और 900 इंडिया में. तो अगर आप एब्सोल्यूट नंबर्स में देखेंगे तो इंडिया का ज्यादा आ रहा है. बट अगर ब्रेक डाउन करता हूँ ऑन एवरेज रेवेन्यू पर ऑक्यूपाइड बेड, तो वो अगर अफ्रीका में उस समय से 32, 34, 35,000 रुपीज दिख रहा हूँ मैं, तो यहाँ पे इंडिया में 27-28,000. आई मीन माई फर्स्ट टारगेट वुड बी टू टच 1 crore rupees annually from every occupied bed in India.
Okay.
And the occupancy that we are targeting is about 75%. Definitely first 6 months I'll have to negate because हो सकता है उस टाइम पे 40% हो, 50% हो, it will build up over a period of time. But the ideal occupancy will be around 75%, and the average revenue as the first stop would be 27.5 to 28,000 rupees per day. So that will translate into about 1 crore plus on an annual basis.
Got it.
So at this moment if I talk about Africa, we are achieving this. तो जो 27-28,000 रुपए पर occupied bed है, we are achieving this in Africa.
Okay.
So this will now start going to 30,000, 32,000 as we grow because of 2 reasons. One, definitely एक हर साल का थोड़ा growth factor आता है, your prices get revised.
Right.
Second is we are adding super specialties.
Okay.
IVF हो गया, ये हो गया, तो कुछ ऐसी specialties है जहाँ पे आपका in-patient admission ही नहीं होता है, तो revenue add हो रहा है, लेकिन जब आपकी occupancy निकलती है तब occupancy में वो add नहीं हो रहा है. तो फॉर अ स्मॉलर नंबर योर रेवेन्यू बेस इज इंक्रीज्ड.
गॉट इट.
बिकॉज वो डे केयर पे या ओपीडी पे भी प्रोसीजर्स हो जाता है. वो आईवीएफ है तो आईवीएफ का एडमिशन 2 दिन का होगा इन द एंटायर जर्नी ऑफ 3 months, कि भाई पेशेंट जिस दिन आता है, जिस दिन उसका ओवम पिकअप होता है और जिस दिन वापस एम्ब्रियो का इम्प्लांटेशन होता है. उन 2 दिन के अलावा 3 साढ़े 3 4 महीने तक वो पेशेंट रिपीटेडली आता है फॉर diagnostics, for some injections, for medication, for medical management. That all adds up to the revenue. So
Got
if
it,
a cycle is $6,000, it is showing that that $6,000 generation is against 2 days of admission.
Got it.
So with super specialty, that is another benefit that the company gets. With increased margin, the average revenue per occupied bed also starts increasing significantly.
Yeah. Right.
So Africa will always be focused more on margins. India will be focused on scale.
Got
अब
it.
केपेक्स की आपने पूछा कि
Yeah.
व्हाट इज द काइंड ऑफ केपेक्स. सो थंब रूल इज वेरी सिंपल. फॉर अ लार्ज फॉर्मेट हॉस्पिटल लगभग 1 से 1.5 करोड़ के बीच में जाता है पर बेड.
Yeah.
सो अगर मैं 300 बेड की आज अपोलो हॉस्पिटल डालने जाएगा तो इस बजटरी रिक्वायरमेंट वुड बी 300 to 450 crore. इट मे गो लिटिल हायर इफ इट इज इन अ फैसिलिटी लाइक बॉम्बे जहाँ पे आपका कॉस्ट ऑफ लैंड एंड
Correct,
एवरीथिंग इज
correct.
सिग्निफिकेंटली हायर. सिंस वी आर नॉट इन्वेस्टिंग इन लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग, हमारा एक वो निकल जाता है.
Correct. Correct.
So we have created 3 blueprints: 50 बेड, 125 बेड और 200 बेड.
Okay.
Anything we are not going below 50 beds.
Correct.
So 50 का 60 होगा, 125 का या तो 110 होगा, 130 होगा, but more or less उस फॉर्मेट में वो बैठेगा.
Right.
So for a 50 bed approximate capital investment that we are looking at is about 15 to 16 crore rupees.
तो अभी हमारा जो नवी मुंबई
नवी
का
मुंबई
that
is
50
exactly on
beds,
that.
right?
50 बेड है, 15-16 करोड़ के बीच में
And जो
capex है.
1516 है, that is all equipment related.
That is all renovation,
facility
refurbishment
development.
and equipment.
Correct.
So when I say renovation, refurbishment, इसमें क्या होता है? That obviously that UMC facility has to look also like a UMC
Like,
facility.
correct.
There is an investment that goes into creating modular theaters, into
Okay.
creating AHUs. So that is not categorized typically as an equipment.
Mhm.
So अगर 15-16 करोड़ में से देखते हो तो 2.5-3 करोड़ रुपए या 2-2.5 करोड़ रुपए roughly उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में जाता
Got
है.
it.
So आज 50 बेड नवी मुंबई में it is being positioned as a boutique hospital.
Right.
We are targeting cash patients, we are targeting insurance patients.
Right.
इस 50 बेड में we don't have a semi private category. We got general ward,
Okay.
ICU and only private and suite.
तो ARPOB बेसिकली डिफर करेगा.
हाँ, जबकि अगर नासिक देखता हूँ तो 200 बेड में आई विल बी हैविंग गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स, आई विल बी हैविंग योजनास,
ओके. राइट.
स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट.
राइट.
सो वहां पे क्या है कि मैं रेवेन्यू generation from that particular patient for the treatment is significantly lower.
Lower.
So it will be a judicious mix.
But at the same time, your cost will also be bit lesser
Definitely,
compared
definitely.
to the
So but
Mumbai.
OPEX बढ़ जाती है
Okay.
क्योंकि आपको भले ही इन्वेस्टमेंट कम है आपकी, लेकिन 200 बेड में मैन पावर तो आपको 600-700 लोग रख रहे हैं
Okay.
कंपेयर टू 50 बेड में 250 लोग.
Right.
सो वहां पे ओपेक्स बढ़ती है, तो वो ऑक्यूपेंसी जब तक बढ़ती है तब तक दैट ओपेक्स इज सिग्निफिकेंटली लार्जर देन द 50 बेड सेटअप.
Okay.
सो बोथ हैव देयर प्रोस, बोथ
Got
हैव
it.
देयर कॉन्स.
Got it.
ऑन अ लार्जर फुटप्रिंट अगर आप देखो तो कंसोलिडेट करने पे 50 से 250 बेड इज द आइडियल कैपेसिटी टू ब्रेक इवन एट द अर्लीस्ट and to ensure that the return on investment is faster.
So what are our projections, be it Navi Mumbai or later on Nasik?
Right.
At what capacity utilization we are expecting the break
Break
even,
even.
and
So-
what are the ramp up for the
Right.
ramp ups?
So capacity utilization, as per the business plan that we've laid out, once we reach a occupancy level of about 40 to 45%,
Okay.
operational break even is achieved.
Right.
Beyond that, it will start giving profitability.
Correct.
अब उसमें क्या है that I will negate the first 12 months for any facility because I cannot predict कि नवी मुंबई स्टार्ट होती है तो जनवरी में 30% ऑक्यूपेंसी होनी है या 80% होनी है.
हाँ, हाँ,
It may go both
correct,
ways. It's a
correct,
smaller
correct,
facility.
correct.
नासिक में it is still easier to predict क्योंकि 200 बेड में definitely 80% स्टार्ट होते ही नहीं होनी है ऑक्यूपेंसी. बट नवी मुंबई में वो भी एक पॉसिबिलिटी है
Right.
कि 3 महीने में आपकी 70-80% ऑक्यूपेंसी आ जाए. सो पहले अगर 6 महीने में या 12 महीने में नेगेट करता हूँ तो the first step would be a 60 to 62% occupancy level. Second step would be crossing 70 and inching towards 75%. So within the first 3 years, minus the first 12 months of operationalization, second year ka focus would be 60 to 63%, third year ka would be 70 to 75% of occupancy.
Got it.
And during this period, between the second and the third year, so 13th month to 36th month ke beech mein,
Mhm.
we will be targeting achieving that 1 crore per operating bed, per occupied bed
Right.
का annual
Revenue.
turnover.
Correct.
So if I'm talking about say 250 beds combined,
Mhm.
then 60% occupancy. So I am looking at about say
130,
right.
140.
140, 150 beds occupied,
Correct.
and the targeted revenue in the second year.
Correct.
So that will give an understanding about what kind of projected
So
revenue
at
that we're looking
peak
at.
utilization, we are expecting somewhere about 250 crores additional turnover compared to what we have.
Right.
Right.
And उसमें फिर क्या होगा जैसे focus is there on medical tourism. Medical tourism generates a much larger revenue from the patient. compared to a domestic patient
Correct,
because they're
correct.
charging higher.
Correct.
We've got UniHealth has its roots in medical tourism.
Right.
So obviously we are capitalizing on that. So there is an added advantage कि साल का we will be targeting say in the first year 100 patients from overseas. So at an average treatment cost of say 5 lakh, we can target 100 patients.
Correct.
Going forward, that 100 will become say 150, 200.
Right.
That 5 lakh is likely to become say 5.5, 6 lakh rupees.
Correct.
So that is an incremental revenue with a higher margin.
Yeah. तो 5 से 10 करोड़ का
वो एक
revenue
जनरेशन बट विद अ मच हायर मार्जिन.
margin. Correct.
सेकंड क्या होता है कि जैसे नासिक है वहां
हम्म.
पे इवेंचुअली सेकंड ईयर ऑनवर्ड्स वी विल बी वर्किंग टुवर्ड्स organ transplants also because
Okay.
larger format है 50
Okay.
बेड में it may not be conducive to do a kidney transplant or a
Okay.
target
Okay.
or liver transplant.
Okay.
But 200 beds will give me the liberty to work towards creating a team for these kind of organ transplant where again the average revenues will grow significantly and add to the margins.
Got
So
it.
again then we will be start going towards the 25 to 30% EBITDA margin for those facilities from the third year and beyond because
Right.
these kind of things need time both to create the infrastructure, to develop the protocols and to develop the team. Plus regulatory aspect है. So
Right.
नए हॉस्पिटल को तुरंत किडनी ट्रांसप्लांट अपोलो को भी नहीं मिलेगी
Okay.
because there is a process.
Okay.
So
Okay.
उस
Got it.
process में अगर हम जाते हैं तो something which is 125 to 200 beds which is Nasik and Pune for us will inch towards that. Now expansion in India how we are looking at ये triangle जो हमने बनाया है तो Nasik in my understanding 200 beds is ideal.
Okay.
उसके बियॉन्ड हम बेड कैपेसिटी या कोई एक और फैसिलिटी नहीं देख रहे हैं. फिर अगर देखना होगा तो स्पोक्स which can be feeders to this facility. आज मालेगांव में 15-20 बेड का छोटा सेटअप हमने
Got
डाला
it.
या क्लिनिक डाली. That's a secondary marketing aspect के हिसाब से
Okay.
कि reaching out to the end patient base.
Correct.
Pune is strategically divided now into PCMC which is Pimpri Chinchwad Municipal Corporation area and Pune Municipal which is the old city.
Correct.
दोनों का catchment area अलग है, दोनों का feeder population अलग है. So Pune I feel we can look at 2 UMC hospitals in a period of 3 to 4 years from now, each being somewhere between 100 to 150 beds,
Right.
which will be the ideal sweet spot to ensure the level of service that we want to give and ensure that the facilities are profitable.
Correct. Correct.
So Pune as a city can take in about 250 to 275 beds for UMC hospitals over 2 facilities.
Got it.
Then the expansion in further in Bombay. जैसे नवी मुंबई में हम 50 बेड के साथ आ चुके हैं. अब बॉम्बे में मल्टीपल सबर्ब्स एंड ईच सबर्ब इन इटसेल्फ इज अ कैचमेंट.
Correct.
तो
Correct.
कांदिवली का पेशेंट यहाँ नहीं आना है, यहाँ का
Maybe-
पेशेंट कांदिवली
maybe
नहीं
because
जाना
of traffic you are saying.
है. ट्रैफिक एंड प्रॉक्सिमिटी.
Yeah.
आपको
Yeah.
अगर आप ये हो तो यहाँ पे पॉसिबिलिटी है बिकॉज हर कैचमेंट में अभी लास्ट 15 साल में आपके पास हर सुविधा है.
Correct.
सो थाने इज नो डिफरेंट फ्रॉम लोअर परेल
Right.
एंड कांदिवली इज नो डिफरेंट फ्रॉम नवी मुंबई. आपको सारे ब्रांड्स सारे मॉल सब
Everything
कुछ
is
है.
correct. Correct.
सो पीपल आर मूविंग इन. सो इवन
Correct.
डॉक्टर्स आर मूविंग इन. सो अगर घर से
Right.
10 मिनट पे आपको उतना ही कॉम्पिटेंट डॉक्टर मिल रहा है तो व्हाई विल यू वांट टू गो टू
Absolutely.
फैसिलिटी व्हिच इज 1 आवर अवे. अब यहाँ पे वही आ जाता है दैट अगेन सर्विस डिलीवरी इज इंपॉर्टेंट.
Correct.
तो छोटे छोटे सेटअप सबर्ब्स में आज या तो नर्सिंग होम्स है या फिर कुछ लार्ज फॉर्मेट हॉस्पिटल्स आ रही है. जैसे नवी मुंबई में अपोलो हो गई, आज थाने साइड किम्स और जुपिटर हो गए.
Correct.
सो अगेन वहां पे वो 50 टू 100 वाला बेड कैपेसिटी मिसिंग है which can cater to the growing upper middle income and HNI class. Because
Got it.
today property rates या HNI population का concentration southern part of the city में नहीं रहा.
Right.
You have got properties worth 20-30 crores even in Thane and Navi Mumbai.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
got HNIs driving in the Rolls Royce even in these cities. I mean these suburbs I can say. So you've got the disposable income out there.
Absolutely.
So for that particular segment, that 50 to 100 bed which suits perfectly well is missing in a lot of suburbs in Bombay also. So in Bombay, the target would be to ideally look at that 50-75 bed capacity,
Got it.
which
Okay.
can offer the boutiqueness, which can allow UMC to create a brand in multiple locations. So मेरे हिसाब से Bombay can easily take in 4 to 6 UMC hospitals in the next 5 years.
Okay.
नवी मुंबई हो गया, थाने एक अलग ज्योग्राफी हो गई, डोंबिवली हो गई, फिर वेस्टर्न सबर्ब्स हो गई.
Right.
Why not even the southern part? If the
Okay.
right property, because we are not looking at investing in land and building.
Right.
So
Right.
if tomorrow something comes up, which is an ideal location, where someone either has an amenity plot, जिसका compulsion है कि hospital ही बननी है,
Correct. Correct.
या कोई ऐसी facility है जो trust backed है, non profit है, बना रहे hospital. So even
You
towards
can
Dadar
run
and
also
beyond,
that. Correct.
उस तरफ भी possibility is there.
Got it.
So we continue to explore, we continue to engage with people in the industry or people willing to enter the industry to see कि synergy कहाँ पे आती है.
Right.
And
Got
at
it.
that point of time, we will take that call. So Bombay as a geography for UMC hospital can easily scale up to 4 to 6 facilities, each between 50 to 75 beds.
Mhm.
So I can safely say that a 250-300 bed capacity in Bombay, a 200 in Nasik, and a 250-300 in Pune.
Got it.
So that is how a 750 odd bed capacity between these three cities is easily achievable and doable profitably
Correct.
for the group. Beyond that, then we can look at tier 3, which is Baramati, Nagar, Malegaon, Dhulia,
Hmm.
Jalgaon. Those on how smaller setups can be planned out there as hubs once the brand is well established. So अगर महाराष्ट्र वेस्टर्न महाराष्ट्र की बात करूँ तो the population demand, the way it is developed, the way the vision for further development is in terms of road infrastructure and everything, 750 to 1000 beds between tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 is something which is fairly achievable.
Got it. Got it. So I just want to go back to the medical tourism, what we were discussing. So just explain me how, when we started the medical tourism, we didn't had any physical facilities in
Right.
India, right? So from that journey and now over the period of time, we'll be having, say, first hospital will be starting in next week and then ramping up to say 4 or 5 or more going ahead. So definitely you will be catering to the African patients in India, but there is a larger possibility of, like, say, Indians which are the NRIs living in US or the different parts of globe, they can come back to India and afford that lower cost of the treatments compared to those countries. So this is also a significant growth area which you see going ahead in future apart from the
So
African patients.
definitely, this is a significant growth area that we see. So because our roots lie in medical tourism,
Yeah.
so as a brand, UniHealth in some of these countries is well established and recognized by the fraternity who sends patients. So
Okay.
मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि आज नाइजीरिया में या घाना में या जिम्बाब्वे में जनरल पॉपुलेशन जानती है मुझे, बट जो 15-20 वहाँ के स्पेशलिस्ट है जो डिसाइड करते हैं कि भाई इस पेशेंट को ये ट्रीटमेंट लगेगी और इसको इंडिया जाना है,
Got it.
वो यूनिहेल्थ को डेफिनेटली जानते हैं.
Got it.
So we have started tapping into that network of ours and we will
Right.
continue to tap. So एक feeder base वो हो गया जो
Correct.
local Middle East हो या Africa हो. So we have a very stronghold even in countries like Oman, Yemen, Iraq because वहाँ से भी हमारे काफी patients आ
Correct.
चुके हैं.
Correct.
So ये एक aspect हो गया. Second आपने कहा non-resident Indians वगैरह. So from our perspective, typically if it is a foreign passport, it is a foreign category.
Okay.
If it is a non-resident Indian, Indian passport holder, तो वो यही क्लब हो जाता है.
Correct. Correct.
अब उसका पॉपुलेशन को कैसे रीच आउट करे, दैट इज अ डिफरेंट बॉल गेम ऑल टुगेदर बिकॉज वो यूजुअली चलता है वर्ड ऑफ माउथ पब्लिसिटी पे.
Right.
सो अगर फॉर एग्जांपल आप हो, आपका कोई कजन यूएस शिफ्ट हो गया, वो नॉन रेसिडेंट इंडियन है, अगर वो यहाँ आ रहा है एंड द फर्स्ट पॉइंट ऑफ कांटेक्ट इज यू, तो ही इज गोइंग टू आस्क यू कि व्हिच डॉक्टर एंड हॉस्पिटल शुड आई गो टू.
Correct.
So
Correct.
effectively, my brand building is aimed at you because you are the referral person for that patient. He
Correct.
may not rely on Google or a doctor in US or UK to tell him
Correct,
which
correct.
hospital to go to India
Absolutely.
or go to in India. He will rely on
Yeah.
what you have advised and suggested
Right.
because that dependence on your next of kin or family comes in out here. So उसके लिए definitely जैसे आज मैं कोई भी geography आप पकड़ लो, the second generation or the third generation, a lot of them are overseas. So that is again a potential clientele that we will be looking at. So from a marketing perspective, how do we position ourselves is a separate story. But those patients for us inherently will be Indian patients. So from a charges or a revenue perspective, it's not going to be different.
Got
It is an Indian passport holder, an Indian patient.
Got
So वो वाला कि नॉन रेसिडेंट है इसलिए कुछ रेवेन्यू पर्सपेक्टिव चेंज होगा, वो शायद से नहीं होगा.
it. Got it.
But it is a big clientele that we can look at, we should look at, I would put it. So we will be exploring ways of attracting that clientele also.
Correct. Correct. एक लास्ट डिस्कशन कर देते सर कि व्हाट इज द विजन डाउन द लाइन इन नेक्स्ट 5 years. लेट्स कंसीडर 2030 एज अ benchmark year.
Right.
So number of beds, and if you can share roughly what could be the revenue aspiration
Right.
which we have. So बाकी calculations तो इन्वेस्टर कर लेंगे.
So number of beds में जैसे मैंने कहा कि 2026-27 तक 1000 beds का एम है, टारगेट है, वी आर क्वाइट
Correct.
कॉन्फिडेंट वील अचीव. अब 27 से 30 उस 3 साल में that 1000 to grow to say 2000, 2500 or 5000, it is a little premature for me to comment on that because 2-3 एस्पेक्ट उस पे काम करते हैं. एक है access to capital.
Correct.
How are we positioned at 25, 26, 26, 27? That
Correct.
will determine what kind of capital we can raise, what kind of trust the investors have. And now
Correct.
I'm talking not only about the public investor, but also the larger funds,
Right.
whether it is a private equity or whether it is some larger fund who is willing to back you up. So my
Right.
target would be, yes, to go in a much bigger format in terms of our geographical presence in India. I'm not
Right.
saying in bed capacity and in terms of the single facility, but cumulative bed capacity, yes. 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, everything is on the charts. We get the right opportunity and right backing. Something like a Sahyadri is also a
Yeah.
possibility to do.
Wow.
Because as UniHealth and as the promoters, this is our passion. This is what we foresee ourselves doing for the larger footprint. And we are not linking it to कि भाई मेरी शेयर होल्डिंग कितनी होनी है या मैं
Got it.
कितना कंट्रोल करना हूँ, because eventually it's a trust which allows the promoters of Apollo to hold 30-35% and still be running the business,
Correct.
because
Correct.
the investor is not going to come in and run the business.
Correct. Correct.
So there's no point of being stringent on the number or the percentage of shareholding that I have as a promoter.
Right.
The idea is that the true vision जिससे ये start हुआ था, that fructifies. So वो जो legacy create करनी है, तो उसके लिए whether it is a 5,000 bed capacity, 4,000 or 7,000, whether it is greenfield acquisition or merger and acquisition or combination of all of this, that is something we will be able to decide only after a couple of years.
Got it.
So that is a challenging answer for me to give कि exactly क्या aim रहेगा. Aim तो definitely 10,000 bed है.
On a lighter note, we can assume 2,000 crore का revenue and 400 crore का EBITDA.
Hopefully yes, yes.
2030.
वो कहते हैं ना कि घी शक्कर, I would say कि घी और गुड़ थोड़ा सा better unrefined वाला version, but yes, definitely that should be the aim for us as management to achieve that. Definitely एक concrete aim आपको बता सकता हूँ कि
Right.
at that point of time we would want to be in the consolidated driving position in Africa.
Right,
But
right.
Africa में इस समय first mover advantage है. So as a company, if we do not capitalize on the hard work that we have put in,
Right.
then that is a blot.
Correct.
So the idea would be that we capitalize there. वहाँ पे जो भी हम bed capacity बना रहे हैं, 500 का, 700, 700 का, 1000 bed.
1200 तक you see
जो भी,
there
हाँ.
is not a much
So
challenge.
वो वाला जो है, that should be the primary focus कि भाई yes, that is something that is laid in stone sort of a thing कि
Right.
advantage है, मेहनत कर चुके हैं, नाम बना चुके हैं, तो उसको आपको consolidate करना जरूरी है.
Got
So
it.
that would be definitely the target before 2030 to be achieved. कि Africa में yes, because one, it is a higher margin business, it will continue to remain that way.
Correct.
at least for the
correct.
next
Till
15,
the
20
supply
years
demand
at
is
least.
not matched.
Because क्या है कि Africa का entry barrier high है,
Okay.
perceptive risk है.
Got it. Got it.
आप
Country
उसको,
risk
हाँ,
basically
country
people-
risk जो है, and अगर Indian समझ सकते हैं तो हमसे कई गुना कम Western private
Absolutely.
equity
They are
वाले
more
समझते हैं.
conservative. Yeah.
दे आर कंजर्वेटिव. तो वो क्या देखते हैं कि भाई जो एस्टैब्लिश्ड प्लेयर है, जिसके नंबर्स हम 5 साल के ट्रैक कर सकते हैं, जिसका बैकग्राउंड हमें पता है, उसके ऊपर आप पैसा लगा दो.
Got
That
it.
is what a private equity would do.
Correct. Correct.
Whether it's TPG, whether it is IFC, whether it's any fund,
Correct.
impact fund कहिए या ट्रू प्राइवेट इक्विटी कहिए, वो देखेगा कि इसके पास 700 बेड है, इसको 1200 बेड करने के लिए 100 करोड़ चाहिए. 100 करोड़ वो डालेंगे उस चीज के लिए.
Correct. Correct.
So the idea is that we capitalize on all the hard work and we grow out there because entry barrier is significantly high, तो competition उतना जल्दी वहाँ आएगा नहीं. So वैसे अफ्रीका में भी penetration of healthcare services will increase, number of people requiring and affording healthcare services will increase. So a new entrant will not result in a dip, but my aim would be to consolidate my position.
Got
So
it.
yes, 1,200 beds being at the peak prime position out there with the best margins possible.
Correct.
वही 35% and beyond का EBITDA margin target रहेगा in the long run, so that gives me the liberty to expand aggressively in India, to go into tier 2, tier 3, जहाँ पे margin थोड़ा सा subdued होने की possibility है, to also take into consideration the dynamics in India
Mhm.
कि भाई it is an Indian bred company,
Hmm.
UniHealth.
Hmm.
तो अगर यहाँ से अगर मैं देखता हूँ कि there's some part of affordability aspect also coming into play. So
Got
I
it.
would want my ethics to be completely strong as a group कि भाई वो चीज पे भी हम फोकस कर सके कि यहाँ 2 रुपए का अगर यहाँ पे इस पेशेंट के पीछे लॉस हो रहा है बट जिंदगी बच रही है,
Got
आई
it.
शुड नॉट बी प्रॉफिट ड्रिवन आउट हियर,
Yeah.
बिकॉज कहीं और मुझे वो
कहीं ना
पुश मिल रहा है. मतलब वो
Absolutely.
मेरे स्टेक होल्डर्स के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है कि ग्रो करे प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी, बट वो मैं उनको कहीं और से दे पा रहा हूँ, नॉट बिकॉज वहां पे मेरी कोई प्रैक्टिसेस गलत है,
Correct.
बट वो
Correct.
मार्केट का मार्जिन ही उस तरह से आ रहा है.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
I would want to focus on that, which allows me the leeway out. अब यहाँ की बेड कैपेसिटी 3,000 हो, 5,000 हो, sky is the limit and we would want to target the sky.
Absolutely.
So
एक connected question sir कि we all discuss about our plans on the hospital scale up and making it a empire probably in next 5, 6, 10 years. But what are the connected areas which might be the easier to tap in once you have the scale in India?
right.
Maybe distribution, maybe venturing into a related services. So any thoughts on that? sir?
Right. So अगर यूनियल की आप जर्नी भी देखेंगे, so 2010 we started with medical tourism.
Correct.
2015-16 we ventured into hospitals and medical centers. 2019 we created a healthcare consultancy as a standalone business unit जिसमें भी 1300 बेड हम कर रहे हैं.
Correct.
And जब COVID आया, तो out of necessity was born our export and distribution division. So
Right.
today these four verticals are definitely interlinked
Mhm.
and they support each other.
Got
जैसे
it.
मैंने earlier in our discussion I pointed out कि कैसे consultancy is giving us the opportunity on operations and management to scale up our bed
Correct,
capacity.
correct, correct.
वैसे ही pharma distribution, export and distribution today contributes significantly in ensuring that my internal captive cost of inventory comes down.
Mhm.
क्योंकि वहां पे एक मार्जिन एडिशन हो जाता है. तो
बराबर.
जो मेरी EBITDA मार्जिन 35% के आसपास चलती है अफ्रीका में, उसका कुछ कंट्रीब्यूशन इसका भी है.
Got
Because
it.
compared to buying or sourcing it locally, a lot of products I am exporting directly from India.
Mhm.
So जो मार्जिन बीच में आता है for the importer and distributor out there, that is kept in-house.
Got it.
Secondly, when I'm offering it to others in the market, obviously I'm earning a profit on that, and my margins are better than a typical importer because my cost of warehousing is low. मेरे same infrastructure में हो रहा है. Cost of senior manpower is not there. Same manpower is managing it.
Right.
So on that trade volume, all my cost is of my junior team members. जो runners है, जो reps है, medical reps जिनको बोलते हैं, जो जाके market में वो माल बेच रहे हैं, सिर्फ उतना ही मेरा cost add हो रहा है.
Correct.
So I have
correct.
the liberty either to earn better margins or give better discounts to scale up. So as we grow, that might be one of the avenues where we may focus upon, because significantly वो वाला जो business है, वो भी as a industry sector, it is growing massively. So if you look
Right.
at pharma manufacturing and pharma distribution, these are sunrise sectors.
Yes. Correct.
इनकी भी खपत बढ़ी रही है.
Correct.
So that is a potential avenue. Definitely we are not going to go one step beyond at this moment कि हम खुद का brand या खुद का manufacturing उस level तक इस समय हम नहीं सोच रहे. The
Correct.
first step would be yes to take benefit out of the inherent captive consumption, volume and geographical presence.
एक आपने डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन बताया, दूसरा you said कि currently also we have some presence into a consultancy.
Right.
So what exactly you mean by the consultancy? क्योंकि we have done about 1300 beds
Right.
consultancy. So any details you would
Right.
like
So
to share?
consultancy division में क्या हुआ that 2016 में जब हमने युगांडा में एंट्री की, टंजानिया में एंट्री की, so Uganda was a greenfield project.
Okay.
So when we entered, it was just a structure, a barren property, खाली slab पड़े हुए थे. So we had to plan everything, right, from internal planning, designing, interior designing, equipping, everything. So उस समय 2016-17 में जब हमारे inherent requirement आई, तब instead of appointing a consultant, we created an in-house team of
Okay.
architects, project planners, structural engineers, interior designers, procurement managers. So वो एक team create की which would execute our project. 2017 एंड होते होते क्या हो गया कि यूएमसी हॉस्पिटल्स के जो प्रोजेक्ट्स थे वो कंप्लीट हो गए, वो
Right,
कमीशन हो
right,
गए.
right.
अब प्राइवेटली हेल्ड थे तो ऐसा नहीं था कि हर साल आप 50 करोड़ नया इन्वेस्ट करके एक नया हॉस्पिटल बना रहे हो. There was a limiting factor.
Correct.
But team was there. And like I mentioned that people who associated themselves with UniHealth usually don't leave. So अब वो
Right.
टीम है, अब वो छोड़ेंगे तो नहीं और हम भी नहीं छोड़ना चाहेंगे
Correct,
उनको.
correct.
So how do we better capitalize and utilize that? So
Okay.
2018 में this thought came that why not create this as a standalone business unit?
Okay.
Why not use our learnings and experience and expertise जो हमने UMC हॉस्पिटल बनाने में डाली
Mhm.
to extend this as a service for fee to others. So
Okay.
consultancy vertical was born out of this.
Okay.
And from there we started the journey जहाँ पे we now provide services कि भाई किसी को एक प्रोजेक्ट डालना है. For example, we've done कि जिम्बाब्वे में किसी को एक माइनिंग ग्रुप है जिनको हॉस्पिटल डालनी थी. तो फर्स्ट स्टेप वाज टू अंडरस्टैंड द feasibility.
Mhm.
So a detailed project report and a bankable feasibility study. So we start from there.
Okay.
So अगर किसी को वो पार्ट चाहिए हम वो करते हैं. फिर अगर उठ के वो बोलता है कि अभी हमें we are okay putting in this money and we want you to design the hospital.
Mhm.
So we go on to designing it. We go on to planning the equipment. We go on to planning the human resource requirement, the IT infrastructure. So as a project management consultant, from the thought, from the vision, from
Right.
concept till commissioning, UniHealth provides everything.
Everything.
Not that every project we do in the same manner. There are projects where we've done only the project report. Then the project principals have decided कि भाई इतना पैसा डालना इस समय हमारे लिए feasible नहीं है, छोड़ दिया है.
Got it.
कोई ऐसे भी प्रोजेक्ट्स है जहाँ पे हमने सिर्फ आर्किटेक्चरल प्लानिंग की है. कुछ ऐसे है जहाँ पे किसी और ने की है और फिर वो क्लाइंट हमारे पास आया कि हमें नहीं बैठ रहा है, आप इसका डिजाइन रिव्यू करो और हमें सजेस्ट करो.
Got it.
प्रोक्योरमेंट के लिए भी हमने किया हुआ है. एंड एंड टू एंड हम 650 बेड जो पूना हॉस्पिटल में एक पूना का एक प्रोजेक्ट है
Correct.
PHRC करके.
Okay.
So वो हम कर रहे हैं where we are associated with them since the concept stage.
Mhm.
and we will be associated till commissioning.
Okay.
So that is an end-to-end project that we are doing.
Got
So we provide services across all these different sub-verticals of consultancy services.
Correct.
And the idea would be that in the next 3 to 5 years, we scale that up also. अब उसमें scale करने का तरीका ये है कि we will make our brand presence felt in the
Okay.
industry, so
Okay.
that we can generate more business.
Hmm.
Because इसमें it may be a pattern where some year you are doing 5 crores of revenue, some year the next year you are doing 2 crores, the very next year you are doing 10 crores, because project cycles काफी बड़ी होती है.
But
So
got it.
your revenue realization is staggered.
Correct.
So in any conversation related to numbers, I never focus on consultancy. मैं हमेशा वो कहता हूँ कि भाई ये तो केक के ऊपर का क्रीम और चेरी है.
Right.
Whatever we get is advantageous and is profitable,
Right.
because this particular vertical functions at a EBITDA margin which is exceeding 50%.
Yeah.
And
Because
it
it's a
can,
service business.
and it can go beyond 60-65% also, because manpower तो वही है.
Correct.
Addition basic होना है. अगर 10 architects और planners है,
Correct.
3 प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं, चौथे में भी वही 10 करना है.
It's a basically leverage you are
Yes,
tapping on your
पांचवें
own
में
team.
शायद एक आध 2 आदमी बढ़ेंगे.
Right.
So overall OPEX fixed है,
Correct.
and आपका रेवेन्यू के ऊपर आपकी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी
Plus how scale, जैसे scale
you
आता
scale.
जाएगा वैसे
Yes.
वो leverage probably you'll keep getting. with
So this is the hidden advantage for my stakeholders, for the shareholders, including the promoters,
that. Right.
कि ये कितना स्केल हो सकता है और इसमें से हम कितनी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी कमा सकते हैं. So as a company, this is the cherry.
Got
So
it.
the focus will always remain on our hospitals and medical centers,
Right.
जिससे लगता जुलता मेडिकल टूरिज्म हो जाता है. किस टाइम पे डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन वाला पॉसिबिलिटी है to increase the margin and the revenue at some point, and this one will always remain as the cherry
Right.
and the cream.
Right. Any numbers you have in mind कि ये specifically consultancy कितना बड़ा opportunity size है? Just
So
to understand the viewers
Right.
कि क्या
So,
हो सकता है इसमें possibility.
इसमें अगर मैं बात करूँ तो मार्केट लीडर्स में there are players like Hosmac,
Okay.
Hospac. So these are market leaders who
Right.
do 8, 10, 12 projects
Okay.
in a year minimum, large
Okay.
size.
Okay.
छोटे छोटे भी करता है.
Okay.
अब इसमें अगर मैं लार्ज साइज लार्ज फॉर्मेट प्रोजेक्ट्स की बात करूं तो प्राइवेट सेक्टर में बड़े नाम नेगेट हो जाता है. अपोलो का टू द लार्जेस्ट एक्सटेंट दे हैव देयर ओन कंसल्टेंसी वर्जन
Okay.
डिवीजन
Right,
इन हाउस,
right,
बिकॉज़ अब
right.
इतनी हॉस्पिटल बन गई है कि इट इज
So they know कि how
सेम
to
गोस
do
फॉर
it.
नारायण रुद्रलया
Right.
एनएच
Right.
जो
Right.
है.
Yeah. Yeah.
सो काफी बड़े प्राइवेट सेक्टर प्लेयर्स का खुद का प्रोजेक्ट टीम हो गया है. सो दे डू नॉट आउटसोर्स इट.
Okay.
द नेक्स्ट बिग लार्ज फॉर्मेट कम्स इन पब्लिक सेक्टर.
Hmm.
गवर्नमेंट जब बना रही है तब वो टेंडरिंग करके
Correct,
आउटसोर्स
correct,
करती है.
correct.
So that investment in India is on the up
Okay.
side right now.
Okay.
Government is focusing a lot on ramping up the healthcare infrastructure. तो काफी पैसा invest हो रहा है across the country in different states, both by the state government and the central government.
Correct.
तो यहाँ पे एक potential business बढ़ता है बहुत. अब एक एवरेज मैंने जैसे बताया कि 100 बेड के लिए 100-125 करोड़ का इन्वेस्टमेंट है.
Hmm. Hmm.
एंड पूरे कंसल्टेंट सब मिलके इसका जो चार्जेस होता है वो 4 से 5% प्रोजेक्ट की कॉस्ट जाती है टुवर्ड्स दीज कंसल्टेंट्स.
Okay.
सो हर 100 करोड़ के पीछे 5 करोड़ का पाए बन जाता है फॉर अ वैरायटी ऑफ कंसल्टेंट्स.
Correct.
सो अब वो 5 करोड़ में से डिजाइन वाले को सपोज 2 करोड़ मिला है, स्ट्रक्चर वाले को 1 करोड़ मिला है, व्हाटएवर द ब्रिक
Got it.
मिक्स इज,
Got it. Yeah.
बट द साइज इज दिस.
अभी एक रैपिड फायर राउंड कर लेते हैं सर. So one decision which changed the trajectory of your company.
The investment that we made in Uganda
Right.
and the decision for Dr. Anurag to relocate to Uganda.
If you could solve one problem in India's healthcare system overnight, what it could be?
Ethos and trust. So
Right.
trust is one thing. If I can change overnight, I would want to कि भाई that trust which should be there is established.
Right. Next one, what is the success to you in one word?
Legacy.
Okay.
So if I am to define success, it is legacy. It is not what we've earned, what returns we've given. It is a legacy which perhaps JRD Tata created, which Ratan Tata created, which Aditya Birla created, and that is something which will allow us to be remembered decades and centuries later.
Excellent. Next one, if you aren't into healthcare industry, what industry you would be in?
If I was not into healthcare industry, it's extremely difficult to say. If I was not into the business aspect of it, I would be a practicing surgeon.
And the last one, what advice you would like to give to the upcoming healthcare entrepreneurs?
Patience and transparency. These are the two most important things. This is not an industry where you invest or you put in 1 rupee today and it will turn out to become 2 rupees in the next few months or few quarters.
Right.
It is a long process because you have to stay to your true to your ethics. So
Got
if
it,
you're
yeah.
not commercializing this entire thing and going with that passion of actually making a difference, So you need to have that patience of a few years before you will start reaping the benefits. And
Right.
you always need to remain transparent, because healthcare में कई बार ऐसा होता है that things do not turn out the way they should for a patient.
Yeah.
Healthcare is the only industry I say जहाँ पे 2+2 can be 4, 5 or 3. Because every body is different, every person reacts differently to a
Correct.
tablet,
Correct.
to a medicine, and it is not in a doctor's or a practitioner's health to ensure कि the outcome वही हो जो हम चाहते हैं.
Right.
So इसमें अगर आप transparent हो, if you're able to communicate properly and allay the fears and explain it to the counterpart, the patient's relative, the patient himself, give him the true picture in a humane and noble manner, तब you will be able to earn the trust and the respect, and that is something that will help you grow and continue forward with whatever aspect of the healthcare industry you've chosen to be in.
Correct.
So whether it's on the front line or at the back end. So there's this very famous pathologist we just recently lost,
Oh,
Dr. Anita Borges. She's been the epitome in pathology, कैंसर डायग्नोस्टिक में.
okay.
अब पैथोलॉजी का जो पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट रहता है ये बिहाइंड द कर्टन रहता है. आप कभी जाके
Correct. Correct.
पैथोलॉजिस्ट को नहीं मिलने वाले जो आपका वो
Yes.
देख रहा है.
Correct. Correct.
But
Correct.
Dr. Anita Borges was a क्या बोल stamp of approval. Almost
Okay.
every particular specimen cancer related second opinion के लिए उनके डेस्क पे जाता था.
Got it.
So
Okay.
it is that kind of difference that a doctor or someone who's behind the scenes can also make.
Correct.
So wherever you are, that integrity will come only with transparency, and patience, of course, is extremely important. So patience and transparency is something that will help you achieve what you're passionate about.
Absolutely. And lastly, any message you would like to give to your shareholders, current shareholders, and future
Future
upcoming shareholders?
No,
Would
definitely.
love to
So,
listen from you.
UniHealth is not a business. UniHealth is purely a passion
Right.
for us, and we are going to be here till eternity in terms की यही एक चीज है जो हमें करनी आती है.
Correct.
तो हम UniHealth से हटके कभी कुछ करने का सोचेंगे भी नहीं और सोच भी नहीं सकते हैं, because this is what we know, and the reason why this was started was to create a legacy. So this is going to be something with which we will continue to grow with. So like I mentioned, patience. So the idea would always be to run it profitably, run it with the best of ethics and in a transparent manner, and hopefully these values should contribute to the value generation and creation that is likely to happen. So any and every shareholder who wants to get associated with UniHealth, the ideal way would be to understand what has gone into making UniHealth and what we are looking at in terms of the vision. And as promoters or as management, we are always open to interacting whenever needed, whether it's with someone who owns 1 share or someone who owns 1 lakh shares. But the idea is that you understand and you invest into it from a long-term perspective to create value, not only for your own wealth, but even for the society. So this is not something I have always, over the 3 years of my listing, 2.5 years,
Right.
I've always mentioned that I cannot predict whether this stock will give an upside of 20% tomorrow or a downside
That
of
no one can
5%.
predict.
But I can only tell you one thing, that I also do not intend to have it in a manner कि भाई आज 20% ऊपर है, कल 40% ऊपर है, फिर 10% नीचे है.
Correct.
Because ये business में there is ethics involved, there is human life involved, and there is profitability involved. So वो growth pattern जो होना है, that will come with scalability.
Correct.
So जैसे जैसे beds add होंगे, वैसे revenue add होगा, वैसे profitability add होगी. But it is not going to happen overnight. There are businesses, trading है, या अगर मैं pure consultancy में बात करूँ, तो 5 crore का आज मुझे अगर order मिलता है, तो that will translate into a 2 crore
Immediate,
profit or a 1 crore
correct.
profit on an instant basis.
Right.
But this industry is not of the same nature. So
Right.
in this industry, you have given a few decades to Apollo to create the legacy that it has, to create the value that it has. And as UniHealth, we would request all the shareholders to give us those few years
Right.
to be able to make a similar difference.
Great. Excellent. It was pleasure interacting with you.
Same here.
Doc. Thanks for giving your valuable time and taking us to your journey, starting from in Africa and now in India, and the further vision in future to scaling from 200 beds to 1,000 beds. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. It was truly a pleasure interacting and putting out all the thoughts that we have, the vision that we have, so that everyone looking at this will be able to better understand what UniHealth is looking at in the coming 3 to 5 years and beyond.
Our
Thank you
purpose
so much.
basically was the same, because in numbers, lot of things are hidden. So we are trying to understand what are the things which can go beyond the numbers, straight from the management's perspective.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you very much.